Hello everyone and welcome to episode 7 of the All-Time Tag League here on the channel as we are well past the halfway point of the season as those teams that are just outside the playoff bubble picture trying to scratch and claw their way into that playoff picture and making sure that they can get a spot even past that 16th spot, maybe somewhere at the 14th, 13th to make sure they are solidified in their playoff contention. This is going to be an exciting stretch here as there's still a lot of big-time matches to be had for the regular season. You see there, Steve Austin's going to be gone in 2 weeks. So after these 2 weeks, after week 23, probably towards the end of the season, Triple H is going to be all by himself. So it's going to be tough. Maybe the two-man power trip, he's going to have to do this all by himself. That is going to be a tough break for him and for the two-man power trip as a whole. So that's a playoff spot right there. Two-man power trip going into this week 21 show. We're 20 weeks in. I think they're 15-5 off the top of my head. I'm pretty sure they're 15-5. So that is, that's obviously playoff picture right there. I think they're right around the 14th, 13th spot. So that's a team that could fall out of that playoff picture and into outside the playoffs, and that would be a tough break for them. Obviously, Austin and Triple H, they've been performing really well. Obviously, Steve Austin at usually 9900s, anywhere between that range. As far as for him, though, it does suck him going off to do acting roles. I did not think about that starting this season off. For the very first time, that's something in the future that I'm going to look to take off as far as attributes wise here in the sandbox, just because we don't really need that. We can cut that out, no problem. That's really no big deal. As far as now, going into, as always with these episodes, now we're going to look at the standings as before we run our next 8 shows here. As our bottom 5 teams, we have the World Class Tag Team, Viance Giants, Rock and Roll Express, Demolition, and the Eliminator. So we have 4 National League teams at 64 through 61, and then a 60th team, the Eliminators, as a Premier League team. 2 and 18, for all 5 of these teams, World Class Tag Team, albeit they beat Benoit Malenko, they still have lost to a lot of these other 2 and 18 teams. So now that's why they're at the bottom of the barrel there, as we're going to bring up our notes, because I did not bring them up. That's not the right notes there. There we go. Now we're set. Now we're ready. All right. So yeah, World Class Tag Team. They beat they beat Benoit Malenko, as we stated before, but they also beat the Midnight Express, which they have. Midnight Express have 3 wins, which is why they are at the bottom of the barrel. But if World Class Tag Team can get another win, they'll definitely be placed above the Midnight Express. That's something huge for them. The Viance Giants, they've beaten the World Class Tag Team, and they've beaten Beer Money Inc., which Beer Money Inc., they went on a 3-game win streak, and now they have 4 wins, so they're 2 wins above all these teams here. So the Rock and Roll Express, they have their 2 wins are against the World Class Tag Team as well, and then the Nightmare Family, who have 4 wins. As then Demolition, the last National League team here at 2 and 18, they've beaten RVD and Sabu, and the Rock and Roll Express wins, why they're above the Rock and Roll Express. As far as the Eliminators, they have lost 10 straight. It has been a very, the last win had to have been episode 4. That's just, it's a long ass time to keep on losing. As far as for them, obviously their season, it's over as far as if they're going to make the playoffs or not. And they have lost the American Wolves, hence why the American Wolves are going to be placed above them, as you see here on the next slide for 59th, with the American Wolves, the last 2 and 18 team. First time they're on this side of the standings here. They're not in the bottom 5 team, thanks to that Eliminators win. Will they get any more wins in the Premier League? Maybe so. You still have Hayabusa Jinsei Shinzaki. You still have LAX, which actually, now that I'm saying that, I believe... so Hayabusa and Jinsei Shinzaki, we'll just talk about Hayabusa Jinsei Shinzaki and then LAX, since they're the next 2 teams anyways, at 3 and 17. The 2 Premier League teams are 3 and 17. So LAX have a tiebreaker win over Hayabusa and Jinsei Shinzaki, which they have lost 10 straight as well. It's a tough break for them also, for another Premier League team that's lost 10 straight. But Hayabusa and Jinsei Shinzaki, 3 wins. They've beaten the Eliminators, they've beaten DIY, and they've beaten the Filthy Animals. So those 2 teams, to my knowledge, maybe LAX has faced them, because the only thing I have on their notes is that they have the tiebreaker win over Hayabusa Jinsei Shinzaki. I know Hayabusa and Jinsei Shinzaki, they have not faced the American Wolves, so you could see that going forward, at least to my knowledge. So that could be another win for one of those two teams. As far as now, the last 3-17 team, the Midnight Express, who, they don't have Bobby Eaton. Obviously, that's going to be a huge loss for them, and they're probably going to finish at 3-7 or at a 3-win team. As far as it, with Bobby Eaton's going to be out for the rest of the season. They've beaten Bad Intentions, Demolition, and then Hanson and Brody thanks to Mrs. Marvelous. So, if it wasn't for Mrs. Marvelous, they would be at 2-18. But that's the way she goes for this. As Beer Money Inc., obviously, as far as the biggest week for them, the last episode, I mean, that was a huge episode for them, winning 3 matches back to back to back. Sitting at 4-16, obviously they're not going to play the playoffs, but at least they are knowing that they're not going to be one of the bottom 5 teams. They're at least going to be just outside that bottom 5 team. Marking the Revival, another 4-16 team, the only Premier League team that's 4-16. For the Revival, it's weird, we had kind of more higher expectations for them. They lost 6 straight, so that definitely hurts their cause for as far as where they're standing on the bracket. As far as they're just not performing as far as where everybody else is in the Premier League. They're just not on that level. They have lost those 6 straight. Their only 3 wins were against Hayabusa and Jinsei Shinzaki. Or their only 4 wins, rather, are against Hayabusa, Jinsei Shinzaki, LAX, American Wolves. The Ring Comp, so obviously 3 teams that are below them. Then plus the Ring Comp win, which was huge for them. So, as far as the Nightmare family, 4-16, and then another 8-point team, the last 8-point team for this at 53. The Nightmare family, they have not faced Beer Money Inc., so we're waiting for that tiebreaker match to happen between those two. So just to split the difference, we put the Revival between the two, just to kind of create a little bit of just a little. So it's not just Premier League teams and National League teams, just to add some variety to that. Now to the only 5-15 team, Harlem Heat, who, man, Harlem Heat, I had such high hopes for them going into this. I figured putting them in the Premier League where they have some fresh and unique matches, and Booker can have some great matches with a lot, with getting in the ring with like Kenny Omega and Kota Ibushi, and having those, Bret Hart, doing Hart Foundation and Harlem Heat, like that's just seemed like a lot of fun matches on paper, but just Stevie Ray and Booker, too. Booker's, he's been doing very good for himself, and he's been doing 70s and whatnot. Just, it's not enough compared to what everybody else is doing in the Premier League. So they're at 5-15. That's a tough break for them. As for the 6-14 teams, we have 4 6-14 teams, all Premier League teams: Doyoshi, Axis, the Briscoes, and the Usos. So the Doyoshi team, they're at the bottom because they are the only team, to my knowledge, that as we're looking, there we go, 6-14. So they have lost to Access. So that's why Access, that 50 Access, having the tiebreaker win over Doyoshi. Then the Briscoes have a tiebreaker win over Access. And then the Usos, they're at 48th. They have not faced Access, but they do have a tiebreaker win over the Briscoes, so that was just kind of an easy one to kind of lay out as far as just tiebreaker wins after tiebreaker wins. For the 7-13 teams, we have the 7-13 team for the Premier League, DIY at 47th, as DIY just obviously being, they were usually in that same pack of Axis, Doyoshi, the Briscoes, and the Usos, but that one extra win obviously separating them from the pack. Then RVD and Sabu and Bob and Inoki at 46-45. Bob and Inoki have the tiebreaker win over RVD and Sabu, so that's why they are placed above them at 45-44. Strong Big Japan. So now we're going to the 8-12 teams, which we have 5 of them at least, from what we're seeing, 44 through 40, as Strong Big Japan, Bad Intentions, Muto and Chono, then the Filthy Animals and Generation Next in Premier League. So the 3 National League teams placed together. So Strong Big Japan, they have lost to Bad Intentions, so hence why their Bad Intentions are placed over that. Now Muto and Chono, they have not faced Bad Intentions, so that's why we're just kind of like, well, we just had to flip a coin, and Muto and Chono got the win there over Bad Intentions. And then Filthy Animals and Generation Next. So the Filthy Animals, obviously the injury blow for for them, with Rey Mysterio Jr. being out and coming in with Billy Kidman. Then going forward, we might do Kidman and Rey Mysterio Jr. more often once Rey comes back from injury. But for Generation Next at 8-12, they're a team that they have a tiebreaker win over the Filthy Animals, so hence why they are placed above them. You could have really said the Filthy Animals, should they have been placed below like a team like Strong Japan Bad Intentions in the middle and Chono? Probably could have, but we just went with them at 41st and them at 40th. Obviously, on this side of the bracket, the bottom tier of the bracket, doesn't really matter if someone's 40th or 41st. It's kind of, what's the difference between a team that's in 41st and what's a team that's, 45th? It really does not matter at the end of the day. But, at least to give some type of continuity there. As for the 39th and 20th teams, so the Mega Powers, Red Dragon, a World's Greatest Tag Team at 9-11. Obviously, they're just outside that 500 mark. As for the Mega Powers being the only National League team on that list there. For them, at 9-11, they are basically at the point where, at least on this side of the, so the 9/11 here, which you see there. I forgot to edit the APA and Tenkoji team. They should also be 9/11, but I forgot to edit that to make it 9/11. That's my bad. Really, Tenkoji, the APA, and the Mega Power should be 9/11. Just want to make that point very clear. Just to edit that. So, 35 to 39, 9/11 teams. Don't mind the graphic, as it's now been outdated. As the Mega Powers, they have lost to both. They have lost to Tenkoji and the APA, so that's hence why they're at the bottom. They have Red Dragon, a World's Greatest Tag Team. For the Premier League teams, World's Greatest Tag Team have a tiebreaker win over Red Dragon, so that one was easy enough to pick. And then Tenkoji and the APA, again, Tenkoji having a tiebreaker win over the APA, so again, pretty easy to flow through that. So now on to the two teams that are 10 and 10. They're right at 500. That is very, very impressive for these two teams, the Rockers and Los Gringos Locos, one National League team, one Premier League team. The Rockers, obviously, Shawn Michaels has been performing his ass off, which is very funny because I think these two teams are very, very similar, where you have one phenomenal talent. You have Shawn Michaels for the Rockers, Eddie Guerrero for Los Gringos Locos. Then you have the lesser kind of team. I feel like our bar should be doing a lot better than what he is right now. Obviously, his kind of claim to fame is more in Mexico, so his pop is not on the level to where it could be. Obviously, if this was in Mexico. And then for Marty Jannetty, obviously, I think he's doing kind of right where Marty Jannetty is, kind of the mid to low 70s, even maybe high 60s. It's kind of perfect for him. Is Kobashi Masawa 32, as now we're at the top 32 teams. Kobashi Masawa, 10-9-1, no contest with draw with Holy Demon Army. They've had a tough blow with the injury bug with Masawa getting a concussion, and then really being in the National League. Again, I forgot to edit that to have an N besides a P. They are a National League team. That's what happens sometimes. You have to do all these graphics weekly. Sometimes shit gets fucked up. As we're doing this on the fly. We don't want to edit it as we go. But it'd be a lot easier. But we'd have to it'd be a whole goddamn mess. But for the Outsiders at 31 and 30, for the Outsiders and the Funks have a tiebreaker win over the Outsiders. Hence why that is the two National League teams that are 11 and 9. And then the next two 11 and 9 teams, Ring Kampf and the New Day, which Ring Kampf has a tiebreaker win over the New Day. So now, or actually no, I guess they have not have a tiebreaker win. I need to make that clear. The Ring Kampf and New Day, they have not faced each other. They do not. There's no tiebreakers there. That was a coin toss. As the Lucha Brothers, Kenta Fuji, Heart Foundation, London and Kendrick, and the British Bulldogs. So these 5 teams that are 12 and 8, and then we have the last 12 and 8 team at the Shield. So 12 and 8 for the Lucha Brothers, Kenta Fuji, Heart Foundation, London, Kendrick, British Bulldogs. How that played out. So Lucha Brothers, they have lost to Kenta Fuji, so Kenta Fuji has a tiebreaker win over Lucha Brothers. Heart Foundation have a tiebreaker win over Kenta Fuji. That works out well. Now, London and Kendrick, they have not faced off against Heart Foundation, or I don't think they faced off against Kenta Fuji either, but they do have a tiebreaker win over Lucha Brothers, so hence why they're above the Lucha Brothers, and they're just placed that way. There, then, the British Bulldogs, they have tiebreaker wins over both London and Kendrick and the Heart Foundation, probably the best 12 and 8 team for the Premier League, thanks to those tiebreakers. Then the Shield at 22nd with the final 12 and 8 team, and the only team in the National League that's 12 and 8. Obviously, beating the Road Warriors, who are an 18 and 2 team, really gives you an added leverage against a lot of these other teams. Hence why they're 22nd. They're just outside the playoff picture. Seth Rollins has been doing a phenomenal job Really, he's going to probably be an all-star when this is all said and done for the regular season. I mean, he's been killing it, and yeah, can't wait to see how that plays out for them. I mean, they've just done a tremendous job as far as the Shield have. Start off rocky, I think, like most of the National League teams, but really, they're really hitting another gear. Jericho and the Brothers Destruction rounding out the 21st to 20th. As far as Jericho, Brothers Destruction, the Brothers Destruction, they have a tiebreaker win of the Jericho team, hence why they're there 20th. And now for our 19th teams that are basically the top of the bracket, you have the Miracle Violence Connection and the Young Bucks. So they're both 13, 6, and 1 with the draw. The draw with the Miracle Violence Connection was the count out against the double count out with Hanson and Brody. The Young Bucks was the draw with the Golden Lovers, the time limit draw, giving them the 27th point. So they're just outside the tie. They're just outside the playoff picture. All these teams here you're seeing from 17, 18, 19. Poor Dudley boys. They could just be right there. They just have a tiebreaker loss to the Steiner brothers, and I felt like the Motor City Machine Gun should have been placed above the Dudley boys, so hence why they're there at 14th and 16th. But yeah, I mean that's going to be really, really huge for a lot of these teams now. This is make or break point. You can't. This is must-win territory now. You have your playoff spot. You have to secure. You have to keep getting wins. So that's going to be very huge to see how that plays out for the the Steiners having that tiebreaker win of the Dudley boys is huge. I mean, it's the difference between making the playoffs and not making the playoffs. It's that big of a difference. Thanks to with Mrs. Marvelous's kind of wrinkle in the plans to change up a lot of things with the making her decide who gets a win, who gets a loss. Really added a different type of element to this. So that's, I mean, really, the Steiner brothers, they should have one less win. Or they should have one less loss, rather. So they should be sitting there at 15-5, feeling pretty good. They should be in that 13th, 12th, 11th spot. But there they are at 15th. They're just on the cusp of making the playoffs. Below the Demon Army at 14-5-1, no contest. Akira Towie's injury has hurt them a lot, but I don't think it's going to affect them not making the playoffs. But we shall see, though. That could be definitely a team that could, Toshiaki Kawada injury could ruin a playoff picture in a heartbeat for that Holy Demon Army team. Sunerco at 15-5. They've done a tremendous job in the Premier League. They're a team that definitely could make a playoff spot, no problem, sitting at 13. If it could just take a couple of losses, then they're out, but I don't think that's going to be the case. Two-man power trip. We talked about this before we looked at the standings. Steve Austin's gone in 2 weeks. And then that's up to Triple H to see if he can finish out the regular season. Making the playoffs, can he keep the playoff picture for the two-man power trip? Can he keep it alive? Or is it going to be all a dream and all of something that if Steve Austin does not leave, would they make the playoffs? Easily. I don't see them losing a whole lot of matches in the National League with those two together. But with Triple H by himself, it's a whole nother dynamic. Hanson and Brody at 11th. Obviously, the 1 point advantage with the draw definitely helps them. It jumps up a couple of spots. This could be a team that was, sitting at 13th or 12th, but here they are at 11th thanks to that extra draw. Same thing with the Holy Demon Army. That draw, they could be a 14 and 6 team, and they could have been just outside the playoff picture, but thanks to that draw, gave them that extra point, and is going to push them maybe into the playoffs. For the 16 and 4 teams, we have 2 Premier League teams, the Hardy Boys and Arn and Tully, and then the Rock and Sock Connection for the Arn and Tully Hardy Boys situation. So, obviously, both teams are 16 and 4. Arn and Tully, they have won 6 straight. Their only losses to the Young Bucks, to Nerico, the Filthy Animals, and the Ring Gums. Obviously, that Filthy Animals loss hurts them a little bit. Hardy Boys, they have not faced off against Arn and Tully. So that's another tiebreaker potential match that can happen. Hardy Boys and Arn and Tully. That's going to be a hell of a match, first of all. But that's a huge match for playoff contention. Because, that's a must-win match for both teams. For the Rock and Sock Connection, 16-14, probably the best team, on paper. There are this team has had hundreds. 2 guys who've had hundreds in their performances. They've done a tremendous job. They're going to have a team to beat, that's for sure. In the playoffs, that's someone you do not want to face. Sitting there at that 8th spot, too, that's going to be tough because they're going to take on probably, the 7th seed or even, that's going to be, it's going to be very, very tough to really, if you do a Golden Lovers Rock and Sock Connection match, that's huge on a lot of implications. That's going to be a very, very tough match to decide who's going to win that. That's when it comes to the playoffs. I think I'm just going to let the game decide, to be honest. I mean, there's going to be a lot of these matches that are going to be just too tough to call. But that's going to be something to look out for, is the Rocket Sock Connection. If they are going to be stuck here at 8, they're going to be taking on just that 7th seed team, and it's going to be a real tough one to call. So the Golden Lovers, they have that draw, giving them the extra point advantage there for 7th. I mean, obviously, Kenny Omega and really is surprised to see how Kota Ibushi's done this tournament so far. I mean, he was someone I was very nervous about. Obviously, all the Japanese guys, when you're booking them in the United States, it's going to be obviously a different type of, as far as the pop compared to what they are in Japan. But we're months into this. We're 6 months into the save. So really, everybody's pop is really at a point that is just kind of like unbelievable, thanks to our broadcasting and everything. So that's just really been huge for us as far as everybody else on the roster. So the Malenko brothers and Benoit and Malenko and Benoit, and then the Phenomenal Angels. So obviously, Malenko and Benoit, they're always going to be at the bottom compared to any team that they're tied up with, thanks to their loss to Jado and Ghetto. But the Phenomenal Angels, at 17-3, they have been probably one of the better teams in the Premier League. I mean, they've won 9 straight. They have beaten both Edge and Christian and Kings of Wrestling, 2 teams that are above them. I mean, if it just takes one loss for Kings of Wrestling, Edge and Christian, and their spots completely change. Phenomenal Angels are going to be a team that could finish in the top 4, no problem, thanks to their wins over Edge and Christian and Kings of Wrestling. So our top 4 teams, the Road Warriors, Kings of Wrestling, Edge and Christian, Bam Bam Vader, really 4 teams that have been synonymous with the top for a long time. Edge and Christian and Kings of Wrestling won 6 straight. Edge and Christian won 4 straight. They have lost to, obviously both losing to Phenomenal Angels, but Edge and Christian's lost to Arn and Tully, and then Kings of Wrestling have lost to the World's Greatest Tag Team. Obviously, Arn and Tully are sitting at the 9th spot, and World's Greatest Tag Team, I believe, are not even in the top 32. So, I mean, that just kind of shows you where they're at as far as why Kings of Wrestling are positioned below Edge and Christian, but obviously it comes down to a tiebreaker at the end of the day. There has still not been a Kings of Wrestling Edge and Christian match, which that's going to be huge for them. And Bam Bam and Vader and the Road Warriors. So the Road Warriors and Bam Bam and Vader, they have both lost to Hanson and Brody, which that gives Hanson and Brody huge implications for them. As the Road Warriors, they have lost to the Shield, and then Bam Bam and Vader have lost to Malenko and Benoit. So obviously a team that's in 6th, and then the Shield, a team just outside the top 20. Hence why Bam Bam Vader still sitting at the top of the mountain of the all-time tag league. So that's the standings going into this episode. A lot of crazy shit can happen. Obviously, I think the biggest surprise has been the Motor Machine Guns. They've been a team that, performance-wise, they've been phenomenal. It's just they've really caught on at the right time. They've won a lot, and then they've won, they've been on quite the roll. And to seeing them being a team that's right at that final playoff spot, they'll be taking on Bam Bam Vader if this is the case. If they keep that 16th spot as of right now, they would have taken on Bam Bam and Vader, which that would have not bode well for them, but at least making that playoffs would have been huge for them. Just can't wait to see these playoffs. This is going to be so fucking awesome. It's so fun to see the playoffs and play for. And it's now on to the actual TV show. Alright, so we're booked for the Eyes Odd Center, and that's probably going to change. Just because we don't really need it. So as far as Rey Mysterio Jr. is still going to be hurt, so that Filthy Animals match is going to have to be changed. Damn, that was going to be the Los Gringos one, too. Damn. That sucks. I was going to actually have this be in Mexico. Oh, yeah, that's right. We have a fucking backstage incident. We got to make sure we get through that. We got a couple. Dory Funk Jr. passing microphone tips to Kobashi. Probably, microphone work to Masawa. And microphone. Man, fucking Dory Funk Jr. is taking along these. And then Jim Neidhart having his protege, Roger Sean, passing on tips of microphone work to him as well. Not fun. Alright, now you gotta fix that match. And then I think we can just add the rest of them from the pre-booking page. So, obviously, Billy Kidman, Conan, and then Los Gringos Locos. Los Gringos Locos are going to get the win here. Just because we know Eddie's going to outperform the filthy animals. Just, almost combined, they probably wouldn't even... Well, they would just barely surpass Eddie Guerrero there. But this should be, decent little match. Give it 10 minutes. Probably going to be towards the opener, obviously. So we'll have Malenko be the road agent for that. Now we can do the rest. It's DIY Golden Lovers. As much as that's a fun match on paper, obviously we know how that's going to play out with how this has gone. Yodobushi is going to get the win there, just to kind of give him an extra win. Doyoshi and the American Wolves. This could go... We could give American Wolves a win here. We really could, given the circumstances. But, yeah, we could also make it a technical masterclass. Yeah, let's do that. We gotta have one, might as well have be this. As, man, it's tough, because I think that this could really go either way here. As you see, Masato Yoshinoya was 76, Noriki Dori was a 68. Felt like Eddie and Davey have not hit that mark compared to, yeah. That's what I thought. Felt like Masato Yoshinoya's really been head and shoulders compared to Eddie's gonna have to take the fall this time around. Just to give him a little something different. We can have that be the opener. It's fine by me. As, let's change that, though. And it's Harlem meeting the Bucks. Obviously going to give that one to the Bucks. And I believe I saw what that next match was, which that's going to be the biggest match in the Premier League. That's Kings of Wrestling and Edge and Christian. My God. What a fucking match this is. Has huge implications, does this match have. Oh boy. Who'd have it? I mean, who should win? We're going to let the game decide. It's probably going to be Edge and Christian because of Edge's pop. Maybe Claudio's got some... Yeah, I don't think Edge probably is. Oh, no, I mean, it's kind of close. Assuming with Hero, I mean, it's going to be close. We're going to let the game decide. So while I'm thinking about it, let's change the venue. Let's see, Mid-South, we're going to have 24,000. Just trying to think the last time we really ran. Northwest was probably the longest time. We can go Canada. We can kind of change it up. If we, yeah, I mean, we could. Run the Air Canada Center. I mean, it's tempting. It's tempting, but I just don't know everybody's pop as far as in Canada. Let's just see. I mean, yeah, it's like in the 50. Yeah, let's just stay in America. Let's just stay in America. I feel like that's going to be the best course of action, especially for that big-time main event. As I would do... Wow. Looks like it's the Key Arena. Alright. Nice. Obviously, that's going to be, like, the main event. That's no question about that one. Put that there. Cool. It's LAX and Ring Conf. We're going to give that one the Ring Conf as a Walter. Walter's been a beast. Absolute beast. London Kendrick, Hayabusa, and Jinsei Shinzaki. That's London and Kendrick. We have that set for Steal the Show, which is going to be generous, but I think if this match would be fucking awesome. Don't get me wrong. This match, I would kill to see this match. Just for this all-time tag league setting, it's not probably not even going to be close to the best match on the card. Lucha Brothers and the Revival. We're going to give that one to Lucha Brothers. So we'll give that one to Phoenix. And then Red Dragon and Kenta Fuji. It's a tough one to call, because I feel like, first of all, we don't really need to be a technical masterclass. For this, I feel like obviously Bobby Fish is gonna get outperformed compared to everybody else. So yeah, 78 and a 66. So Kenta and Marufuji have been doing 80s, from what I remember. Yeah, 87 for Kenta, 70. Yeah, I mean, yeah, we're giving it to Kenta. What a match, though. I would kill to see this match. This be a sweet match. Generation Next and the Bulldogs. This had to happen. This match just had to happen. Obviously, with the very with the you could see how Generation Next did obviously the homage with the Bulldogs move, and they just there was a lot of shit that was very similar to how the Bulldogs were as a tag team. Obviously, much different. Comparing generations, but it's still awesome that we get to see this match. We're gonna give it to the British Bulldogs if Dynamite Kid's gonna beat Jack Evans, though. That'd be an awesome match, though. This would just be obviously very much a dream match. There. So let's edit the card a little bit. We could put this. We'll put that there. I feel like this could go there. Because I really feel like Golden Lovers match is going to be really good. And this could go actually there. We can set that there. There's fine. And then we'll have that the actual opener. Cool. Nice. The Bulldogs, the Briscoes and Stenerico, obviously Ring of Honor match right here. So we're gonna give that to Stenerico. Kevin Steen over Mark Briscoe. So funny how you could see my fandom of Ring of Honor of the mid 2000s, late 2000s, and just kind of even the early 2010s. There's just a lot of Ring of Honor teams in the Premier League. As I really felt like really the mid and later 2000s. Ring of Honor had some of the best tag team wrestling in the world. Where's the way to put this? I'm gonna put it right there. Right there, right after the Lucha Brothers revival match. The Eliminators and the Usos. The Eliminators are gonna keep up their losing ways. Usos gonna get a big win there. That can go actually before, yeah. So Eddie's gonna outperform everybody on that Eliminators match. So the Hardy Boys and the Motor City Machine Guns. This is a huge match for both teams. We have this set for high spots. We're gonna change that. We're gonna give this some time because this is gonna be awesome. Obviously, Jeff has done. You know what? We're gonna give this to the Guns. This is gonna be a huge win. I feel like the Guns are gonna outperform them because I know Alex Shelley is gonna outperform Jeff, but I think Alex and Sabin are going to outperform Matt Hardy. So that's just kind of where I'm going with this. That's an awesome match, though. Obviously, that's another dream match, obviously. That would be awesome to see. New Day and the Hart Foundation. We're going to give that one to the Hart Foundation. But that's a tough one to call. Brett's obviously doing his heavy lifting of the match. Biggie and Kofi, they'll do 60s, 70s. Jim Neidhart will probably do 60s as well. That should be a pretty solid match. We're going to actually put that after there. We're going to put that after DIY and Golden Lovers as well. Because now Phenomenal, man, another big time fucking match. This match is huge. This is make or break time for Arn and Tully and the Phenomenal Angels. Phenomenal Angels, this win here sets them up in a major way. They'll be the second best team in the Premier League if they get the win. Arn and Tully kind of keep the Phenomenal Angels at bay, keeping them just outside the reach there. So just look at Arn and Tully if they won a lot of matches. So Arn and Tully have been doing hundreds in 91. You see there, Tully's kind of been back and forth from 79 to 91. Daniels, I don't think, has been at that level compared to 80s. I mean, still very good. Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be close. I think we're gonna give it to Arn and Tully. It's gonna be tough though. We're gonna have Arn beat Daniels, but that's gonna be a tough one. Tough. That's a hell of a match. We'll up Wars be the Road Agent, and then World's Greatest Tag Team and Axis. Just a fun little match, but we're gonna give that one to World's Greatest Tag Team with Shelton getting the win there. It's a good match though. That's a banger of a match. So we got cut at least 13 minutes. It looks like. That's the co-main. This can go. Yeah, I mean that can go about right there. Actually, let's put it there. Let's cut the Stenerico Briscoes match down to 20. We could cut this down to like 17's fine. As we'll cut a good bit of time off this. 23 minutes. Then we'll cut basically, what is it, 24 here? Yeah, we'll cut that down to 20. And then this Lucha Brothers Revival match, that's set for 13, we can put it for 10. And we'll give one more back to, there we go. So now we're at 300. Let's take a look at the book analysis. Chad Patton is slightly refereeing too much, and then Giant Baba is badly overbooked. Let's go back here, as he has Giant Baba. Have that be Malenko. Let's go Phenomenal Angels. Chad Patton. Tommy Young. Let's go down here to the Doyoshi American Wolves. Giant Baba. Ole Anderson. Eliminators Uso. Chad Patton again. We'll do a Kyo Iwata. And then, alright, I see if that fixed it. Yep, that did. Alright, perfect. Let's run the show. Big time match. Big time matches here on this week 21 show. So, Doyoshi and the American Wolves. Doyoshi outperform him, even with the technical max class at 79. So, yeah, I mean, solid opener. We can't really complain about that at 79. That is solid opener. Plus, it being a technical master class. Obviously, being the opener, that's kind of the best spot you can put it in. So, there is that. And this outfit gets, drops it down a little bit. As the Usos, they outperformed, John Cronus Parasite outperformed both of them. As Jay Uso pinning John Cronus the Samoan drop diving splash in 12 minutes. Nice win for the Usos. That can definitely add one for them. As the Billy Kidman, Conan, Philly Animals team taking on Los Gringos Locos, is Los Gringos Locos getting the win at 9:52. As Eddie pinning Billy Kidman with a Brainbuster Frog Splash combination. Yeah, I mean, Eddie with a 98. Definitely going to be an all-star for the Premier League. No question. I mean, he's just been fantastic for him. As Arbar actually outperformed Billy Kidman and Conan, so that's great for Arbar. He's getting a little better. Plus, he did work in Oregon. He did work the Portland territory, so that makes sense as far as his pop doing a little bit better here than we're in Washington. As Ringkampf beating LAX in 13 minutes when Walter pinned Ortiz with a power bomb. 86 for Walters, 82 for Timothy Thatcher, 61 for St. Andrews, 59 for Ortiz. Obviously, Ringkampf doing very well for themselves. So 77 for the Bucks Harlem Heat match, 90 for Matt Jackson, 91 for Nick Jackson, 76 for Booker T, 42 for Stevie Ray. So an 88, wow. And steal the show, it sure did, as London Kendrick doing a tremendous job carrying this one over Hayabusa Jinsei Shinzaki, as London pinning Hayabusa after a sliced bread number 2 shooting star press combination. So London with an 89, 86 for Brian Kendrick, 66 for Hayabusa, and 61 for Jinsei Shinzaki. It's an 85 for the Lucha Brothers Revival, as the Lucha Brothers are getting the win in 10 minutes, as Phoenix pinning Dash Wilder with the La Garradera Phoenix, as 88 for Pentagon Jr., 86 for Phoenix, 68 for Dash Wilder, 64 for Scott Dawson. Scott Dawson's teaming off his game. So yeah, Phoenix and Pentagon Jr. What more can you say? This match, Jesus. 91, as the world's greatest tag team defeating Axis in 17 minutes. Shelton Benjamin pinning Katsuhiko Nakajima after the leapfrog body guillotine. As yeah, you see Shelton with his 90. Yoshizaki outperformed Charlie Haas. And Shelton Benjamin was off his game still at 90. That's nuts. Charlie Haas was 70, 67 for Katsuhiko Nakajima. That's a fun match, though. That's kill to see that. Prime, World's Greatest Tag Team against Prime Axis, that'd be huge. Stenerico against the Briscoes. You see Stenerico, Kevin Steen with an 88. 79 for El Generico, 69 for Jay Briscoe, and 63 for Mark Briscoe, as Kevin Steen pinning Mark Briscoe after the package proud driver in 1941. It's a 90, another as Kenta Fuji getting the win over Red Dragon, as Kenta pinning Kyle O'Reilly after the Bisaiku knee, as Kenta with an 88. One of these days I'm going to change his finish. One of these days, I'm just tired of seeing it misspelled. As, tremendous job there for Kenta, almost hit 90, doing a great job. As Kyle O'Reilly and Naomi Marufuji, 77, 76, and Bobby Fish with a 69. It's a 99, Jesus Christ, for the British Bulldogs. Generation Next match, as the Bulldogs beating Generation Next when Dynamite Kid pinned Jack Evans after the Bulldogs super diving headbutt. Dynamite Kid was head and shoulders above everybody else. It's a 95 for Dynamite, 84 for Roderick Strong. He outperformed Davey. Good job by Roddy. As Davey Boy with an 80 and a 74 for Jack Evans. What a match. As a 91 for the Golden Lovers DIY match. The Golden Lovers getting the win as Ibushi pinning Tommaso Ciampa, Jesus Christ, after a golden shower. It's 98 for Omega, 92 for Ibushi, 70 for Johnny Gargano, and 62 for Tommaso Ciampa. What a performance for the Golden Lovers. Killing it. Definitely going to be a team to watch out for in the playoffs. As the Hart Foundation, the New Day, the Hart Foundation getting the win. As he was pretty much on point. Big E almost into the 80s, but Bret Hart just with 100. Killing it, tapping out Kofi with a sharpshooter. As Jim Neidhart just barely got outperformed by Kofi, rather. And Bret Hart was head and shoulders above Big E, and he was just carried the goddamn match. Tremendous job there for the Hart Foundation. As the Hardy Boys and the Motor City Machine Guns, yeah, I called that one. I figured they would do better. Shelley and Sabin would do better than Matt Hardy did, and they did. Pinning Matt Hardy for the Made in Detroit, what a phenomenal match. As it was only a 93, but I feel like, obviously lack of psychology bringing it down, and Matt Hardy's performance kind of bringing it down, but that was still a great match. Awesome to see that. Big win there. As co-main event, a 99 and a huge win for Arn and Tully. As, looked like there was the right decision, just barely, though, as Tully and Daniels did 87s. 97 for Arn Anderson, 95 for AJ Styles. I mean, Arn Anderson's just been phenomenal in this, as is obviously AJ Styles. What a match! This would be a phenomenal match, no pun intended, for the Phenomenal Angel. That would be just the psychology that Arn and Tully could bring with the Phenomenal Angels. Having this match, it would just be fucking awesome, probably. Fingers. And then another 99 for the main event. As, the game gave it Edge and Christian, which that was the right decision. Looking at how the ratings went. Edge pinning Chris Hero with a stacked superplex in 24-28. Edge with 100. Claudio with a 94. 85 for Chris Hero. 84 for Christian. What a performance there. What a fucking show. 299s of the main and co-main. I don't think we had... you see from London and Kendrick, a Hayabusa match, all the way up. Just bangers. The 399s on the same card. Just what a goddamn show. Who to put over? Man, that look like. Well, let's give Dynamite some love. Let's give Shelton some love. Done some great stuff for us. I'm trying to think who else. Oh, Edge did do 100. I think it would be crass not to praise him. There we go. So what a show for the Premier League, and now on to the National League. Can they top them? Will they top them? It's going to be tough. That's basically 399s on one card. If there's somebody that can do it, though, the National League has proven they can. We shall see if they do. Alright, so no backstage incidents, so we can get right into the show. I will change our venue, though. Get out of the tri-state. As, looks like we're pretty much good to go in a lot of different places. We obviously just ran Northwest. And Mid-South, 24,000. That works for me. See, week 17 is the last time we ran there. Just trying to think what else we can go to. Great Lakes, 22,000. We can go there. That was the last time it was week 15. We'll save the Mid-South area for another time, I guess. As the U.S. Bank Arena. Let's see. It's probably... the Allstate Arena. Yeah, that's where Punk Cena happens. Where the WrestleMania 13 happens. Basically, though. Yeah, so that'd be huge. Oh, yeah. So I know the Strong Big Japan match is going to have to be changed, so we're going to go ahead and do that. That's that Jericho and the Yuji Kobayashi. We're probably going to have Jericho get the win to begin with, even if there's two of them, but obviously just with Yuji Kobayashi, it makes it a little easier just to have Big Show get the win there. Hell yeah. Alright, now we're going to go with the rest of the show. Bob and the No Kids Violence Giants. Right out of the gate. This is probably going to be the opener. We got Inoki getting the win there. Which is, that's going to be huge because I feel like they might actually get outperformed, Bob and Inoki, just because how bad Giant Bob is doing. So this Bam Bam Vader and the APA match, we're going to have this be set for Steal the Show. We're going to have Bam Bam and Vader. I've kind of been torn between this, because on one hand, obviously, if we made this like a slow build, 20-minute match, Bam Bam and Vader would probably be, this would be a main event matchup, because Bam Bam, Vader, and Bradshaw are both going to, all three of those guys are going to do in the 90s, so I think we're going to change that. Yeah, we're just going to make the change. I think that's going to be for the better, to give that some time. 21 minutes works for me. So Beer Money Inc. against RVD and Sabu. This is probably going to be a lower card matchup, where RVD and Sabu are going to get the win there. Brothers Destruction Demolition, we kind of know how that's going to go. As, Brothers Destruction going to get the win there. Holy Demon Army and the Road Warriors. This is a pretty awesome matchup, as we're going to have the Road Warrior Animal get the win. Kobashi Masawa against the Shield, another pretty awesome matchup. We're going to have the Shield get the win there. So we're seeing the Japanese, the awesome Japanese teams taking a fall here on this show. It's Benoit Malenko against the Dudleys. We're actually going to have the Dudleys get the win with the upset win. That's going to be huge for the Dudleys, as Dave Malenko is set to be the road agent. Let's change that. As Muto and Chun against Hanson and Brody. What a fucking matchup. As that's going to be Hanson and Brody there. Savage, which would be the Mega Powers against the American Violence Connection. We're going to give out the American Violence Connection. Pretty simple there. Tengoji Brotherhood, the Nightmare Family. We pretty much know how that's going to go. Satoshi Kojima going to get the win there. The Funks against the Rock and Sock Connection. This should be a really, really solid matchup. As the Rock and Sock Connection going to get the win. The Outsiders against Stanley and Dennis Condrey. We pretty much know that's going to go. The Outsiders are going to get the win there. The Rockers, Rock and Roll Express. Shawn Michaels are going to be carrying this one. Goddamn. We might set that as the opener, because we'll have it be a technical masterclass. Two-man Power Trip and Bad Intentions. Two-man Power Trip's going to get the win there. And then the Steiners getting the win over the world-class tag team. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward stuff. Nothing too crazy. We have an upset there with the Dudley Boys beating Malenko and Benoit. Now we're going to rearrange the show. So I know that's probably going to be the opener. We can safely say that this could be up there with the main event. I think this could be a nice co-main. This could be a pretty solid match. This could also be a pretty good match. Chona's going to bring it down. I mean, this could be, honestly, we'll put that there. Just because I know Malenko and Benoit are doing great. Bubba's going to do about an 80, probably, and then Devon with a 70. As a Holy Demon Army match, obviously Tao's going to bring that down. So we're just seeing here that a lot of the, teams are not really, compared to the Premier League, I feel like actual tag teams, we have multiple tag teams that are in the 90s and even the 80s, and we're really here, you're seeing kind of one or two guys. There's only a couple teams that can get to that point and that level that they're doing hundreds and 90s and above. It's pretty much been a safeguard as well. Actually, I think Two-Man Power Trip's going to have a better match than that match. We can bring that match down. Let's just swap that for that. Actually, let's bump that. I'm trying to think what else we should change. I think we're pretty good, honestly, as far as the card. We're gonna get the book analysis. Oh, we do need to have a Steal the Show. And I forgot Shuji Shikara has a broken jaw. So, that pretty, see here, Steal the Show. Maybe this Beer Money Inc. We might have it be that. That's gonna be tough, but I think we can do it. As oh yeah, I completely forgot. We gotta change Nick Patrick. That's right. We'll just start with the opener. See, nope, we're not lucky enough. We'll go back up top. Funks and the Rocket Sock Connection. Obviously, Dory Funk Jr. is gonna be the less of the two, as we'll have that be Earl. See if that was enough. Yep, it was. Alright, cool. Let's run the show. And we're just barely in there. So wow, this actually did pretty well. As an 81, did not expect that at all. Figured rather that Shawn Michaels would not be at the level with it being a technical masterclass. But actually, Marty Jannetty with a 70 as well. I mean, that was a good little match. Hell of an opener. As the Rockers beat the Rock and Roll Express in 1829. As Shawn Michaels pinning Ricky Morton to the Rockerplex. Yes, yeah, Robert and Ricky. At least Ricky usually performs Robert, and you kind of see there even with the technical masterclass. But yeah, it's a solid little match. Solid little opener is there. Now we're just going straight down with this one as Inoki submitting Suwama there. So yeah, I mean, you see that even usually, Shuji Ishikawa is the better of the two. With the injury, brings Shuji Ishikawa down. But I think if it wasn't for that injury, you could have gave this to Violence Giants. Really could have. But Bob and Inoki get the win. Big time win. The Manji hold for Tony Inoki. As Inoki's almost in the 70s. As the Outsiders beating Dennis Condrey Stanley and the Midnight Express. Scott Hall's really doing a great job. I mean, he's kind of, I think, just as far as the morale really hurt his performance as is Kevin Nash. Kevin Nash was doing like 50s at one point, and Scott was doing like 60s. It was terrible. But Scott Hall's he's hitting the 80s spots. He's doing his thing. He's really helping the Outsiders team. I don't think they're going to make the playoffs, but they could maybe upset a team or two along the way. We'll see. As this match gets an 82, as Tenkoji taking on the Brotherhood, as Tenkoji getting the win, as Kojima pinning Cody Rhodes with the Tenkoji cutters. Yeah, you see there, 10 times with an 86. Dustin Rhodes with a 66, outperformed Kojima. And Cody Rhodes. So Cody and Dustin are finally coming together, but it's a little too late for that. As there's no way in hell they're going to even make the playoffs. They might win 5 games, if that, in this league. It's going to be tough. Brothers of Destruction beating Demolition. You see there, Undertaker with a 92, Kane with a 76. We could have had this be a squash, but figured might as well have the segment rating be a 78 and move on. So we get Taker getting the win after the double choke slam. The 75 for the Steal the Show match as Beer Money Inc. losing to RVD and Sabu as Van Dam pinning James Storm with a 5-star frog splash in 11 minutes. So James Storm straining his bicep. If he tore it, it would have been with Bobby Roode. It probably would have been Eric Young coming in for the alternate. But Van Dam, I mean, RVD obviously a tremendous talent. Kind of stuck with Sabu, where Sabu's kind of out of his element here. Can't do his hardcore stuff. Can't really do a lot of the shit that he is well known for. So him being at a 61, that's kind of the reason why I think if we were in his element, he would be doing a lot better. But, that's the way it goes. As the world-class tag team, obviously taking the fall to the Steiners, as Scotty Steiner with his 100. Tremendous. Rick Steiner with an 84, hitting the Steinerizer on Jado in 956. Steiners are going to be a fucking problem. Awesome. I mean, an awesome team there, obviously. It's an 88 for this handicap matchup. And my God, the Miracle Vines connection just destroying Randy Savage just 14 minutes as Terry Gordy pinning Randy Savage after the Asiatic spike as 92 for Dr. Death, 89 for Terry Gordy, 69 for Randy Savage. Tremendous stuff there. 79 for the next handicap matchup as Yuji Kobayashi having to take on Jericho, as Jericho getting the win. Obviously, Big Show pitting Yuji Kobayashi with with a showstopper. I thought it was going to be the combo, but Big Show with a 73, slightly outperforming Yuji Kobayashi. Jericho obviously pulling his weight with an 89. A 92, wow. I figured it'd be good. I didn't think it'd be that good, but Hanson Brody beating Muto and Chono in 1950 when Stan Hansen pinned Kaiji Muto after the lariat. So yeah, Stan Hansen with 100, 87 for Bruiser, 83 for Muto, and a 63 for Chono. Chono's he's gotten better. At the beginning of this, he was doing like 40s and 30s, but it's still not enough. As a two-man power trip taking on Bad Intentions, two-man power trip getting the win. See the Triple H on the 99, 98 for Steve Austin. Bernard gets the bicep strained mid-match, and it takes the injury toll, and you see the in-ring performance of the 55. Carl Anderson with a 68. Another strained bicep. Stuff. As Steve Austin and Triple H, I don't know if they've had that before, but they do have a tag team specialist bonus. I think that's the first time I noticed that. As that's interesting. Those two, they've really, you see the 98, 99, obviously the impending Austin departure with a wrinkle maybe in Triple H's plan, as Triple H has a meet backstage with the cause of the injury to Giant Bernard with a botch move. That's not good for the locker room morale. The Holy Demon Army Road Warriors matchup, you see there, everybody doing their thing, but Akira Taue thinks of his injury. Kawada outperformed Road Warrior Hawk, but Animal on 98 is Animal pinning Toja Kawada after the Doomsday Device. Yeah, I mean, that's... What a fucking match this would be, like, mid-90s. Much different, like, if they do a mid-90s All-Japan tag match, that's a much different Road Warriors than what they were in, like, the late 80s. But I still think they could have had a phenomenal match with Holy Demon Army at that point. Like, that would have been a kick-ass match. Especially the Japanese crowd would have went nuts. It's Kobashi Masawa taking on the Shield, as the Shield getting the win there in 1947. As Seth Rollins pinning Kenta Kobashi. As Rollins outperformed Kenta Kobashi by a long shot, but Roman did not outperform Masawa at all. Really, we could have went with Kobashi Masawa on this one. But opted for the Shield instead. Poor Kobashi Masawa. Really, they've went through the tough ratings at the beginning. You had the injury with Masawa with the concussion, but now you're going to have two guys who are obviously main stars in Japan. That's what they're known for. And now, because we've ran 6 months of the save, now their pop is starting to level out with what they do in Japan. And the in-ring performances are now hitting 90s and 88s. I mean, that's just going to be crazy for them. It sucks that they were a team that probably should have made the playoffs, or probably even made like a better contingent of the playoffs, but just kind of luck was not on their side. That was a hell of a match. It was a 97. It's Benoit Malenko losing to the Dudleys with the upset win, as the Dudleys getting the win. It's a 3D on Dean Malenko in 2024. So great stuff there for the Dudleys. Obviously, Bubba and Devon, they were at one point doing very well for themselves, and then they kind of started losing a little bit more, and the ratings started to go down, but you never know. As Bam Bam and Vader taking on the APAs, you see there 100 from Bam Bam, 93s from Vader and Bradshaw, and a 75 for Ron Simmons. It's Bam Bam pinning Bradshaw with a greetings from Asbury Park. What a match that would be. Just four men beating the absolute shit out of each other. So the main event, we have two 100s, a 96 and an 81, as the Rock and Sock Connection beating the Funks in 2014 when the Rock pinned Dory Funk Jr. after a double people's elbow. I mean, yeah. I mean, obviously, the combination, the Rock and Sock Connection, the two-man power trip, like the teams where you have two single stars teaming up, it's really, really a problem in the National League, because they are definitely the best tag teams on paper, those two, and no end in sight for at least the Rock and Sock Connection. They've been tremendous the whole way. What a main event that was. As they tied them. Tied that last show. That was a hell of a show. We only had 199, but we had a whole lot of other stuff going on. That was just a hell of a main event, really, to make that happen. And man, who'd have put over? Let's just kind of go around and just try to help out everybody. Let's give Ron Simmons some love. Let's give Devon some love. Try to get those guys that are not at that level to kind of get on the level as best they can. We'll give Roman some love. See if we can't get them on a higher echelon as the rest of their tag partners. Is now on to the Premier League show. Alright, let's get our venue together. Let's see. I think we're gonna go Mid-South this time. Yep. It's like a... Wow, we're sell out 20,000s. We might have to go up on the... Yeah, what's... 25,000. Oh. There was one new one. Where to go? Oh. A Rose Garden Arena? Sounds good to me. 20,500. Will be a sellout. No problem. Alright, so let's see if this Premier League show... It's going to be tough to top that last one, but we'll give it a shot. Young Bucks, A New Day. That seems like great... Oh, Golden Lovers and the Phenomenal Angels. That's the main event. I don't know why I have that set for Steal the Show. It's going 20-some minutes. That's going to be fucking awesome, though. Obviously, two teams. Very, very talented. I'm going to go with the Golden Lovers, though. As the poor Phenomenal Angels now have lost 2 straight, but I mean, I think they deserve to lose this match as well. That's a banger of a match. Kenta Fuji, London, and Kendrick's probably gonna be an awesome match. Same thing with the Young Bucks. I mean, the New Day's not gonna be at the level the Young Bucks. We'll probably go with Kenta Fuji, London, and Kendrick. As, well, that for Steal the Show as well. We don't need that to be Steal the Show. So we're gonna give that to London and Kendrick. What a match this would have been in the mid-2000s. This would have fucking slapped. Like a Noah fucking junior tag match that would have just slapped. Alright, now I know Rey Mysterio Jr. is back, so this should actually be a really fun match. As Conan and Rey Mysterio Jr. against the Lucha Brothers. Yeah, we'll have that be Lucha Brothers. So, I know, obviously, two prized pupils of Conan and Phoenix. Well, I guess three. You can throw Rey Mysterio Jr. in there. It's a fun-ass match. Conan's gonna take the fall, obviously. It's we'll have that be Steal the Show. Because I think this is probably one of the best steal the shows that we can do. Alright. As Motor Machine Guns and Ring Kampf, that's a great fucking match. With that being 13, we're gonna bump that up to 20 as well. As, man, who would I give that to? Because obviously Shelly and Saban, they're doing like 9s and stuff, but we could really give Ring Kampf a nice win here. Ring Kampf, they're sitting at, I believe, 12-9. Yeah, 12-9. They just beat Ring Kampf. Or they just beat Ring Kampf. They just beat LAX. This could be a nice little win for them. To really change a lot of the momentum for most Machine Guns are 15-6. They have not lost in a hot minute since Kings of Wrestling still. Riding that wave of momentum. We're just going to give the Ring Kampf. Let's just put a stop to mostly Machine Guns for this night. I think it's gonna be a really good match though. Alright, now everything else, I don't really see any other co-mains or anything that should be up higher than anything, so we're just gonna work our way. This Axis Hardy Boys match actually looks pretty good. We'll start with that. As yeah, that's a Steal the Show as well. Bump that down. As Jeff Hardy's gonna get the pin. Fall win there. Have that for slow build. Bump that up to 20 as well. Young Bucks, New Day. Yeah, we have that storytelling. Don't need that to be storytelling. Giving that to the Young Bucks there. Nick Jackson getting the win. Let's see, Edge and Christian Doyoshi. Give that to Edge and Christian. We'll give it to Christian. That should be a really good match as well. We might give that some time depending on how things are going. Let's change a lot of these around. This can go down here. This could actually... I think that'll be a better co-main than the London Kendrick and the Fuji match. And then, yeah, everything from there looks solid. Alright. Now we can pretty much go from the top, no problem. Kings of Wrestling, Usos, give that to Kings of Wrestling. Hero get the win there. And Arn until they Los Gringos Locos. This should be a really good match, considering everybody involved, but Love Machine Art Bar. So I'll have Tully Blanchard pin Art Bar. It's a good match though. And now, what would be the next? I guess Heart Foundation. Foundation DIY. So I give that one to the Heart Foundation. Alright, now, I mean, Bulldogs, they can do their thing against Harlem Heat. Probably no problem. We'll have Dynamite. We'll have Davey Boy beat Stevie Ray. It's, World's Greatest Tag Team match. Yeah. World's Greatest Tag Team match is Jinsei Shinzaki. Oh, didn't pick a winner there. We'll go back and fix that. Stenerico, probably Eliminators. Give that one to Stenerico. Generic hasn't gotten a pin on Hot Minnow. Pin Perry's that. Poor Perry. Taking the fall there. And Revival Briscoes could be next. Or LAX. I want this to be the opener as the technical match class. We'll have it be LAX Gen next. Gen next gonna get the win is Roddy. Roddy's been a beast for the most part. Then Revival and the Briscoes. Which, give that to... it's tough. Tough because really both teams could use a win. Obviously they're not in playoff contention. But the Revival have not won on a hot-ass minute. Could really change their fortunes with the Briscoes. They are, I think, a 6-15. Yeah, they haven't won a hot minute either. 3-game losing streak. So we'll give it to the Revival. Scott Dawson pinning Mark Briscoe. And then the Wolves and the Red Dragon. Which, I'll set that for Technical Masterclass. Change that to slow build. And let's see. Obviously Kyle O'Reilly will have Red Dragon get the win. So yeah, we're just a minute off. Cocksuckers. Because I thought I did not register it. Got him. Alright, well, at least we're ready to go on the show. Just to make sure. I want to make sure Foursquare's tag team get the win. I'm assuming they wouldn't have had Hayabusa and Jinsei Shinzaki get the win, but you never know. These sort of things. As Techno Masterclass, the opener, American Wolves Red Dragon gets an 82. Red Dragon beating American Wolves 20-26. Kyle O'Reilly pinning Dave Richards after chasing the Dragon. So 77 for Kyle O'Reilly, 68 for Bobby Fish, 62 for Davey Richards, and a 59 for Eddie Edwards. As the Revival and the Briscoes match actually gets an 80. I was shocked. I can't believe that happened. Actually, wrong team won there. As the Briscoes should have won, Jay Briscoe almost doing an 80. And then Mark Briscoe, the 62. Dash Wagner and Scott Dawson, they get the win now. As Scott Dawson just tapping out. Mark Briscoe, 12:54. You know, happens. I felt like the Revival just needed that win a little bit more though too. So it's not a huge deal, obviously. It's an 85. Dear God, I did not see that coming. As Generation Next beating LAX, 12:33 when Roger Strong pinned Santana with a skipping a generation. That's an 82 for Roger Strong, 76 for Jack Evans, and 60-61 for Ortiz and Santana. Kind of disappointing how LAX is done. I figured LAX would do a lot better than what they've had in this all-time tag league, but that's just the way it goes. Probably would have been better. Maybe it would have been better, at least with Hernandez and Homicide. Maybe that version of LAX would have done better. It's tough to choose which one to go with. But it is what it is. It's an 88 for the Stenerico Eliminators match. Stenerico beating the Eliminators 11:50 when El Generico pinned Perry Saturn with a spike brainbuster, rather. Jesus Christ. Gavin Steven 86. 81 for El Generico. 69 for Perry Saturn. And a 51 for John Cronus. Just rounding out the pack. Probably the worst. Well, it's either John Cronus or R Bar as far as the worst performer in the Premier League, at least, for the all-time tag league. It's an 84 for the Hayabusa Jinsei Shinzaki World's Greatest Tag Team match. It's World's Greatest Tag Team getting the win. Shelton Benjamin pinning Hayabusa after the leapfrog body guillotine. It's a 92 for Shelton Benjamin, 76 for Charlie House, 67 for Jinsei Shinzaki, and 65 for Hayabusa. That's, Hayabusa and Jinsei Shinzaki, just that injury to Hayabusa with the floating bone chips really put a damper in their performances and really just kind of killed all momentum that they could have had going into this. I mean, it's just those floating bone chips injuries. Luckily for Kiyotaro and Toshiaki Kawada's at the point where he can carry a match, whereas Hayabusa and Jinsei Shinzaki really at that point was not able to do it, and he's still not able to. It's at 67. It's an 83 for the Bulldogs Harlem Heat match. Well, forgot to throw Stevie Ray in there as far as the worst performer. He gets a 49. Booker T with a 76. Dynamite Kid with a 95. And Davey Boy with an 85. As Davey pinning Stevie Ray after the Bulldogs super diving headbutt in 13:01. So yeah, Stevie Ray just being the weak link there. Tough. We seem to getting worse and worse here. As the Hart Foundation beating DIY in 12:41, Bret Hart taps out Johnny Gargano with a sharpshooter. 97 for Bret Hart. A 68 for Jim Neidhart. 68 for Tommaso Ciampa. A 69 for Johnny Gargano. Jim Neidhart almost outperforming Tommaso Ciampa. As that was a good little, solid little match there for the undercard. A 99, Jesus Christ, as Arn and Tully beat Los Gringos Locos. You see Eddie Guerrero with 100 outperformed Arn Anderson, 84 for Tully Blanchard and 60 for Art Barr. Tully Blanchard hitting Art Barr with a spike botch. But yeah, obviously Eddie Guerrero being a fucking hoss and a half there, doing his thing, killing it. What a match. What a match. A 90 for the Kings of Wrestling Usos match as Claudio and Hero getting the win as Hero hitting Jimmy Uso with the King's Reign Supreme of nearly everyone. And 1810 as a 97 for Claudio, 86 for Chris Hero, 64 for Jey Uso, 59 for Jimmy Uso. Jimmy Uso now getting at the underperforming compared to everybody else in the Premier League as well. So 82 for the Codename Rey Mysterio Jr. Lucha Brothers matchup, as it should have known better. Should have known to put this not so high, just because we know anybody in this four of these two teams, no one was going to be able to even hit a 90. So why have this follow matches that people are going to hit 90s? Just get dumb on my part. Lucha Brothers beating Conan Rey Mysterio Jr. 11:39 with Pentagon Jr. pinned Conan, as it was Steal the Show, so at least we had that going for us. 288s and 85 and 58. Obviously, Phoenix Rey Mysterio Jr., anytime. A prime Rey Mysterio Jr., a prime Phoenix in the wrestling match would be off the charts insanity. As Edge and Christian beating Doyoshi, that gets an 81, as Edge and Christian getting the win, as Christian pinning Naruki Doi with a stack superplex. 96 for Edge, 88 for Christian, 75 for Masato Yoshino, and then 63 for Naruki Doi. It's an 89 for the Young Bucks New Day matchup. Kofi with a 67, dear God. The match suffered from a lack of psychology, so that kind of hurt it, but still an 89. That's still a very good match. The Young Bucks beating the New Day in 21:43, and Nick Jackson pinning Kofi with a Meltzer driver. Weird how Kofi's kind of taping off a little bit there, as Big E's almost in the 80s, but just Kofi's feels like he's doing worse. As a 90 for the Axis Hardy Boys match. Obviously, the Hardy Boys just carrying this when you see Jeff Hardy with a 95. Matt Hardy's hitting the 90s. Now, there's a 90 for Matt. Go Shiozaki with a 72 and a 64 for Katsuhiko Nakajima. It's Jeff Hardy pinning Go after the Twist of Fate Swanton Bomb combination 20 minutes. That's a solid little match. 89 for the Kenta Fuji London and Gendrick matchup. To see their lack of psychology on display, plus Naomichi Mafuji was off his game. As Paul London pinning Kenta with after the sliced bread number 2 shooting star press combo. Brian Kendrick with a 93. Paul London with an 85. 87 for Kenta and a 77 for Naomichi Mafuji. Good stuff there. Wow. This did not... Wow. Underperformed, to say the least. Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin taking the fall of the ring comp. I don't know if it was also the lack of psychology plus having probably the wrong team winning. But one an upset to happen. We have Ring Kampf beating Motor City Machine Guns in 1937. Walter pinning Chris Sabin with a powerbomb. See Alex Shelley with a 94. Walter with a 90. 87 for Sabin. 85 for Timothy Thatcher. Obviously, wrong team winning, but it still gives Ring Kampf a nice little added buzz to their match. And then the main event, 99. What a fucking match, as you see. Golden Lovers and Phenomenal Angels, 25 minutes. Kenny Omega pinning Christopher Daniels with a golden shower. 98 for AJ Styles, 98 for Kenny Omega, 90 for Kota Ibushi, and 84 for Christopher Daniels. Yeah, I mean, this match would fucking slap. What a match that would be. As, yeah, that's a main event anywhere in the world. 97 again, we just cannot get past the 97. We had 2 99s, though. Wait, I mean, this card is kind of all over the place. You saw the co-main didn't do so hot. Then we had the main event, jump back up to a 99. It was tough, but I mean, we still got that 97, so that's all that matters at the end of the day. Again, we're going to put over the people that, could use that extra boost. So we're going to give that to Daniels. We're going to give that to Chris Hero. As far as who else could kind of use that added boost. Matt Hardy's usually is someone I'm like, yeah, but now he's hitting the mark. It's Christian, I guess. Do all the C's. There we go. Awesome. And now, on to the National League. What a show that was on Wrestling Den. As, yeah, let's see if we can keep the 97s rolling. If the National League can somehow top it. That's gonna be tough. It'll be real tough, but maybe they can do it. So, alright, let's probably get out of the Izod Center again. No one backstage Johnson's yet again. Awesome stuff. I think somebody's coming back from injury this week. I'm pretty sure. I already forgot who it was. Oh well, but it's not Daisuke and it's not Hulk Hogan, so we'll have to change those matches. Oh, it looks like I already did. Looks like I already did with the Randy Savage. Don't see. Oh, yep, I'll have to change it for the RVD Sabu match. Is Southwest, maybe? Could be something. Just trying to see. I mean, New England region could be somewhere we could go to, because it's been a hot minute. Go to the Garden. The Boston Garden. Yeah, there is. Oh. Well, that was easy enough. Just. Alright. So we're going to change that match. Which RVD Sabu against Yuji Kobayashi. Not really sure who we're gonna have that. Who we're gonna have win this matchup. Might be RVD and Sabu, just because I know Van Dam's probably gonna outperform Yuji Kobayashi, but I know Sabu's not going to. It's gonna be tough. Yeah, we'll give to RVD. Sabu. They could use a win too. Alright. Now we're good to go with everything else. Bob and Inoki, the APA. I give that to the APA, obviously. Nice little easy win there. So, Corey Guerrero. Bad Intentions of the Road Warriors. Obviously the Road Warriors. So, yep, I already have that. Demolition Kobashi Masawa. Obviously Kobashi Masawa. Instant Brody against the Funks. It's a main event anywhere. Is he ever going to have Instant Brody get the win there? Jericho and the Outsiders. Give that one to Jericho. Miracle Vines Connection, the Holy Demon Army. Gonna give that one to the Miracle Vines Connection. What a match that's gonna be, though. As Randy Savage against Bam Bam and Vader. The Mega Powers, obviously. Bam Bam and Vader. As Stanley and Dennis Condrey against the Rockers. Obviously, the Rockers are gonna get that win. So the Brotherhood, World Class Tag Team. We're probably gonna give that one to the Brotherhood, to be honest. Oh no! We're giving it to the World Class Tag Team. I don't know about that. We really got to compare the ratings here. So, obviously, World Class Tag Team, 64-62 there in that last performance. Felt like Dustin and Cody were doing a lot better. Felt like Dustin was almost in the 70s. Cody was, yeah. Yeah, I think we're going to give that one to the Brotherhood. To the old Nightmare family, if Dustin's going to get the win. Yeah, I felt like that needed to be changed. Dudley Boys Beer Money, Inc. Gonna give that to the Dudleys. Rock and Roll Express Violence Giants. Oh, that's right. That's right. As Shuji Shikawa's gonna get the win there for the Violence Giants. Rick Moore unhappy. He was looking to complain, but then he had a change of heart after noticing the intimidating sight of Shuji Shikawa. Yeah, crackling. Yeah, you don't fuck with Shuji Shikawa. So Arkansas Connection against the Brothers of Destruction. This could be, up there in the, obviously, higher echelon matchup. Maybe not the main event, maybe a co-main, but Arkansas Connection gonna get the win with the Brothers of Destruction. Shield and Tenkoji. As probably gonna be the Steiners, Malenko, and Benoit's probably gonna be the main. As you see the Shield gonna get the win over Tenkoji. That's a big time win. As the Steiners and the Malenko brothers. As the Malenko brothers. Steiners and Malenko and Benoit. Skyler's going to get the pinfall there for the Steiners. And then two-man power trip, Muto and Chono. The Malenko and Benoit team, kind of crazy how much they've lost, I think, 3 straight now. Really a tough go of it. And then two-man power trip going to get the win. I think this will be their 3rd loss in a row. So we'll go back. I think this will be their 3rd loss. No, they just lost to the Dudleys. Never mind, I thought they lost. So the 2nd straight loss for them. That's tough. Especially because, they probably should have beat the Dudley Boys. And that's just the way she goes. So yeah, we're going to... Oh, I thought I hit... There we go. So that's going to probably be up there. This could be a pretty high. Probably not like main event, but, still pretty high. This is probably going to go up there. This can go... Yeah, this could go after the Road Warriors match. Bam Bam Vader, this can... We'll swap that out for that. Let's swap that out. Jericho's probably going to go right there. Actually, go after the handicap, before the handicap match. We'll have that be there. 2-man power trip, Muto and Chono. That can also go right there. Shield 10 Koji. That can go there. The thing about 2-man power trip, obviously they're gonna do great. So it's gonna be, and Muto's gonna do great, but Chono not really. But I think they're gonna do their part in carrying the match. Bring that up a little bit higher. Let's see. So I know we need to do a technical masterclass. So I'll have to make sure that's a thing. Swap that with that. Alright. I like the car. Now we're just going to make sure we got to make it a technical masterclass to steal the show. And that's it. Cool. So we'll have this be the technical masterclass. We know, you know, probably they won't do as far as the Rock and Roll, or not, the Midnight Express, rather. They probably won't do their part, but the Rockers will. So, you know that going into it, you know it's going to be the opener, so that's not a problem there. This could be Steal the Show. Well, we can maybe do... Yeah, we'll have that be Steal the Show. Actually... yeah. Will this be Steal the Show? Then we can run the show. Seems like a pretty solid card, though. On paper. Just want to make sure. Yep. Arn Anderson's going to be given slightly too much as a road agent, so we got to change that, too. As I own it. There we go. Let's give that to Gory Guerrero. See if that... Now make Gory... Okay, perfect. Let's run the show. Stan Lane, Dennis Condrey, the Midnight Express taking on the Rockers. That's a beat, but obviously the Rockers are going to get the win there. As Shawn Michaels pinning Dennis Condrey with the Rockerplex. Stan Lane with a 30, 53 for Dennis Condrey, 98 for Shawn Michaels, 70 for Marty Jannetty there. So yeah, I mean, Rockers doing their thing. 44. Dear God. I figured it'd be bad. I didn't think it'd be that bad. But the Finest Giants beating the Rock Roll Express. Looks like the right team won. As far as Suwama outperforming Ricky Morton, and then Shuchikawa, with his injury, outperforming Robert Gibson. And last mountain for Violence Giants. 11:52. We're alright back into it, though, with a 72. As, wow. Yep. Shooting with my gut. It's Ghetto outperforming Dustin and Cody. And Jado outperforming Dustin and Cody. Wrong team won. Damn. Jado and Cody about got another win, but, the game fucked you. So the Dudley Boys beating Beer Money Inc. You see the Dudleys there, 83-85. That big win over the Malenko Malenko and Benoit. Out there again. Getting the win over Beer Money Inc. now as the 3D on James Storm in 10:49. James Storm, you know, Bobby Roode and James Storm, they're almost in the 70s. Good for them. It's an 81 for the Yujiro Kobayashi against RVD Sabu match. As RVD with a 87. You forgot Yujiro Kobayashi a 68 and a 62 for Sabu. So yeah, I mean, right decision there. It's Van Dam hitting the 5-star frog splash on Yuji Ishikawa. The 82 for Kobashi Masawa against Demolition. See there, Kobashi 90, 86 for Masawa, 65 for Smash, 61 for for Axe. As Tiger Driver in 940 for Masawa. It's another 82 as the APA beating Baba and Inoki. It's Bradshaw pinning Giant Baba with 80 power bombs. Giant Baba's the weak link with a 61. 78 for Inoki, who outperformed Ron Simmons Bradshaw with a 94. Not enough selling shown. Yeah, I could believe that. Yeah, none of those guys won. Baba would be the only one selling. It's the Shield against Ten Koji, which, great little match. Obviously, you see Seth Rollins with 100. Unbelievable, hitting the curb stomp on Satoshi Kojima. Got a 72. Roman Reigns with a 79. 87 for Tenzan. He's almost in the 90s. Hell yeah, what a match. Could have been a little higher. It's a 92 for the Jericho Outsiders match. You see Chris Jericho with a 91. 73 for Big Show. They outperformed Kevin Ashby's Office Game 2 and Scott Hall with an 81. Jericho tapping out Scott Hall with the Walls of Jericho in 2024. It's a 77. Oof. Lack of psychology there. And it was, yeah, I mean, kind of a wrong place for this matchup in hindsight. But Bam Bam Vader getting the win. As Vader hitting the Vader bomb on Randy Savage. 97 for Bam Bam, 96 for Vader, 73 for Randy Savage. And the 88 for the Bad Intentions Road Warriors matchup. The Bad Intentions are in the 70s. They're really doing a great job. It's just, obviously, there's a lot of other teams that are doing the 90s and 100 there. You see with Road Warrior Animal. 88 for Hawk, as Animal pinning Carl Anderson and Doomsday Device. We really need to stop giving Animal wins and give it more to Hawk going forward. As the two-man power trip, beating Muto and Chono, as Steve Austin pinning Masahiro Chono with a stunner. As Chono was obviously gaming with a 62, didn't matter though. Still was a 99 thanks to Triple H and Steve Austin with 199. 87 for Kaiju Muto, 62 for Masahiro Chono. Good stuff there, great stuff there. So 96 for the Miracle Violence Connection Holy Demon Army match. You see Tosha Kawada was the best guy in the match, but with the combination of what Terry Gordy and Steve Williams did, plus Secure Tower being off his game, really made it to where the Miracle Violence Connection were the right team to get the win. But that's a hell of a match, obviously. You see Terry Gordy hitting the power slam on the Kiritawa in 20 minutes to pick up the win at the old Boston Gardens. It's 100. Wow. For the Rocket Sock Connection Brothers Destruction match, I don't know why I'm surprised. Because, I mean, obviously this would be an awesome match. But still, it's crazy to see 100 when there's, Kane with a 78. But 2 100s for Rock and Mankind. A 95 for The Undertaker. And a 78 for Kane. Rocket Sock Connection getting the win as The Rock hitting the pinning Kane after double people's elbow. What a match. A next strain for The Undertaker, though. And a 99 for the Hanson and Brody Funks match, as Hanson and Brody defeating the Funks. 1944 when Bruiser Brody dropped the running knee drop on Dory Funk Jr. So 97 for Stan Hansen, 96 for Terry Funk, 84 for Bruiser Brody, 80 for Dory Funk Jr. Not enough selling show, doesn't matter, that's still 99. So yeah, I mean, the right team winning again, so that was a good decision there. Then another 99 for our main event, as the Steiners beating the Malenko brothers in 1950 when Scott Steiner submitted Chris Benoit with the Steiner recliner. As Scotty with a 92, 84 for Rick Steiner, 94 for Chris Benoit, 89 for Dean Malenko. Yeah, wrong team won in the main event, but still was a great match, obviously, the 99. And Malenko brothers now, or Malenko and Benoit, how many times am I going to do that in this fucking recording? Has lost 2 straight now. That's going to be tough for them. Maybe they'll be outside the playoff picture now. As another 97. We just could not figure that would be it. We had 102 99s and 96 and 99. But yeah, wasn't enough. That's just our cap, it seems like. Cause, man, who to put over? Again, I think we're going to go with kind of the lesser people. Rick Steiner. Kind of get him on that level. Kane, try to get him on that level. Masahiro Chono, try and get him on that level. Just trying to get everybody happy. And yeah, now we're 2 shows in, 2 shows left this episode. So now going back to the Premier League. As now that's the last 2 weeks, I believe. That's going to be it for Steve Austin as far as in the all-time tag league. I believe he'll be now gone and shooting a movie. I believe it was going to be 2 weeks he'll be gone. Off the top of my head, I don't really remember. As now it's been a hot minute going through all these recordings. So we can just look real quick. As 9 days. So yeah, he'll still be able to work next week. It's the week after, that's right. Johnny Gargano, got to re-sign him. Alright, now on to week 23 show. Alright, the Izod Center, that's definitely a good change. I love how now the Premier League is getting all these backstage incidences. Yeah, Daisuke's back. I don't know why I hit that. It's Kaiji Muto and The Undertaker. They should have just have it at the national show, but that's no big deal. As Kaiji Muto was brought before wrestlers' court, accused of moaning about stuff all the time and bumming everyone else out. Way to be a fucking buzzkill, Kaiji Muto, as the judge of The Undertaker found him guilty. Sends them to shut up or cheer up and to buy drinks for everyone after the show. That's a lot of drinks. Too many people on this goddamn roster. It's alright. Now on to the show. Actually, let's change the venue. As, see what else we can do. Yeah, we can go to go southwest. It's probably, yeah, that's probably for the best. Southwest. 25,000. Yeah, that's a shit ton. Let's bump this up to 20. Yeah. So I got the Staples Center, the Marriott Center, Let's go to the Staples Center. Yeah, Staples Center's be a fun little show. Phenomenal Angels Heart Foundation. That's a great match already, right out of the gate. It's 20 minutes. Phenomenal Angels are gonna get the win. AJ Neidhart. That's gonna be a hell of a styles clash if that's the finish. I'm assuming it is. Lucha Brothers against Arn and Solly. That's another great match. Put that up. As that's gonna be Arn and Tully. Arn Anderson gonna get the win there. Oh my. Sorry, everyone. I don't know why that's so loud. As, oh yes, Generico Kings of Wrestling. Great match here. Got 21. As, man. You know, we're gonna give that to Generico. Here, you know, Kings of Wrestling, they haven't lost in a hot-ass minute. I think this would be a perfect way to lose against a team like Generico. There we go. Big time win for Generico there. So now for the rest of this card. Yeah, Machine Guns Axis, that's a pretty good match. Have it set for Steal the Show, that's probably going to change though, just because we'll let those guys go all out. And let's give that to Shelly. Give it about 20. There we go. So Los Gringos Locos and the Golden Lovers. Yep. It's another great match. As the Golden Lovers are going to get the win there. Bushi over Art Bar. Nice. As just looking at everything, and yeah, it's what should be the main is really the question. Yeah, that's tough. It's real tough. Tough one to call. Kenta Fuji, World's Greatest Tag Team. We have this set for Techno Match Class. We're going to change that. As, man. Who should get the win here? That's a $1 million question. Kenta and Marufuji, they're 13-9. World's Greatest Tag Team, I think they're below 500. Oh, they're right at 500. At 11-11. It's tough. It's tough because I know Shelton's going to outperform Kenta, but I think Marufuji's going to outperform Charlie Haas, so I'm going to go with Kenta Fuji getting the win. There we go. So, Generation X and Ring Kampf. That's a great little match. We have that set for 10 minutes, which might be a little too low, but we're going to have Volter get the win. He's going to kill Jack Evans. Poor Jack. Getting swatted out of the sky. So, now, let's see. New Day, Bulldogs. Gonna get that one. The Bulldogs, obviously. Dynamite. Red Dragon and Edge and Christian. It's a great little match. Gonna get that one to Edge, obviously. So, now we have, let's see. DIY Young Bucks. Yeah, that can work. Give that to the Bucks. So, Hardy Boys and Shinsei Shinzaki against man Jeff Hardy. Yeah, we're gonna have this be Steal the Show. Yeah, Jeff, I'd kill to see that match. That'd be an awesome match, especially in the late '90s. That'd been sick. London Kendrick, American Wolves. As we'll have this be the technical masterclass. Have Spanky get the win. As I think that'll be the opener. So now we gotta rearrange everything from this up. Doyoshi and Usos, obviously Doyoshi there. Harlem Heat and LAX. I will skip that. So I will go to Briscoes there. That's probably a lot better. Briscoe Brothers are going to get the win. As they'll beat the Filthy Animals. Eliminators in the Revival. This is going to be a tough one, but I think I'm going to have to give it to the Eliminators. let's give it the Revival. Another win for the Revival. It's huge for them. Harlem Heat and LAX. I'm gonna give this to Harlem Heat. So Booker gonna get the win. Big win for Harlem Heat. 13 minutes is too long for Stevie Ray. Jesus Christ, Stevie Ray. Get in shape, bud. That's god awful. That's gonna be tough. I think that the Eliminators could outperform them. Looks like we're good to go, though. We'll run the show. As I am at 83 for the Technical Masterclass. You see London Kendrick, they're doing their thing, even in the Technical Masterclass setting. It's 83s and 81s. It's Spanky getting the win over Davey Richards. Slice spread number 2, shooting star press. 67 for Davey Richards, 58 for Eddie Edwards. So 69, yeah. Not good. As Booker, I mean, you see there, LAX, they definitely outperformed Stevie Ray, but they didn't outperform Booker T. But it's, yeah, I mean, Harlem Heat shouldn't have won, but that's the way she goes. Giving it to the wrong team there. The 72. Yeah, it looks like, you know, the right decision there, at least. So the Revival beating the Eliminators. Scott Dawson winning. Nice submission. I don't know why they're not winning with the big effing rig. Or the big rig, rather, not just the big effing rig. As the Briscoe brothers against the Filthy Animals. You see Mark Briscoe slightly outperformed Conan, and then Rey Mysterio Jr. way outperformed Jay Briscoe. So really should have gave that to the Filthy Animals, but we did not. It's Jay Briscoe pinning Conan with the Spike J Driller. That gets an 80. As Conan was off his game. There's another 80 for the Doyoshi Usos match. As you see, a bunch of 60s and Masato Yoshino really carrying the match with the 76 as he's getting the win by submission over Jimmy Uso. As 76 for Masato Yoshino, 66 for Naruki Doi, and the 63s for the Usos. On 82, as we got a broken jaw from Jinsei Shinzaki. That poor team cannot stay healthy. As the Hardy Boys getting the win in 13:03 with Jeff Hardy pinning Jinsei Shinzaki with a twist of fate Swanton Bomb Gombo. You see Jeff with a 98, 65 for Jinsei, 87 for Matt Hardy, and then 62 for Hayabusa, who was off his game. Yeah, broken jaw. That's tough. Right there is a 91 for the DIY Young Bucks match as Nick Jackson tapping out Johnny Gargano. Well, a lot of submissions. I don't know what's going on here. But Nick Jackson was 94, 87 for Matt Jackson, 72 for Gargano, 68 for Tommaso Ciampa. It's an 85 for the Edge and Christian Red Dragon match. Edge and Christian winning 11 minutes as Edge pinning Bobby Fischer with a stag superplex. Yeah, Edge was head and shoulders above everyone else, and then Bobby Fischer being the weak link. 83 as Dynamite Kid with a 92, 85 for Davey Boy, and an 82 for Big E. So he's getting in the 80s with Kofi with a 72 as Bulldogs beating New Day in 10:56 when Dynamite Kid pinned Kofi Kingston with the Bulldogs super diving headbutt. It's an 82 for Ring Comp's Generation Next. As Ring Kampf with 87s, 80 for Jack Evans, 79 for Roger Strong. You see lack of psychology, plus Jack Evans being off his game, which is wild, but that's the way she goes there. As Walter getting the win with the powerbomb. As Kenta Fuji in the World's Greatest Tag Team, that gets a 91. Kenta with a 91. 79 for Maru Fuji, 86 for Shelton Benjamin, 77 for Charles. So yeah, right team winning there. It's Kenta Fuji. As the Psycho knee, really gotta change that. As Tyler saying that misspelled as Moshi Machine Guns beating Axis in 20 minutes as Alex Shelley pinning Go Shiozaki with the Made in Detroit. 96 for Chris Sabin, 92 for Alex Shelley, 72 for Go Shiozaki, and a 70 for Katsuhiko Nakajima. What a match, what a performance by the Moshi Machine Guns. A 97 for the Lucha Brothers and Arn and Tully match. You see Phoenix jumping up there with a 94, 87 for Pentagon Jr. This could have been it. This would have been the time to have them beat Arn and Tully. You see they outperformed Tully by a long shot, and then just Arn Anderson barely outperforming Phoenix. Wrong team won. I'll be damned. Lucha Brothers fucking killed it. What a performance at the Staples Center. There's a 99 for the Los Gringos Locos. Golden Lovers match. You see Eddie with 198 for Kenny Omega. 89 for Kota Ibushi, and then 59 for Art Barr. Art Barr just can't do it. There's a 1942 win for the Golden Lovers. Is pinning Art Barr with a golden shower. It's 95 for the Stenerico Kings of Wrestling. You see there, the wrong team won. We had the wrong upset happen. Should have kept Kings of Wrestling winning, and then we should have had Arn Tully lose to the Lucha Brothers. As you see there, Claudio with a 97, Hero with a 90, Steen with an 88, and then an 81 for Generico. Lack of psychology, but I mean, still a really good match. Still proud of it. As a 99 for the main event, the Phenomenal Angels beating the Hart Foundation in 2012 as AJ Styles pitting Jim Neidhart with Spiral Tap. That makes sense. It better not hit him with a Styles Clash. It's a 98 for AJ Styles, 97 for Brett, 89 for Christopher Daniels, 67 for Jim Neidhart. What a performance. There, as a 55, another 97 for the... we keep on increasing our pop, keep on hitting 97s. We just have reached our plateau, it looks like. As, man, who to put over? So, let's give Phoenix and Pentagon Jr. deserve all the love in the world for that match. They did a tremendous job. Yeah, let's give some love to Big E. Still did great in the 80s. Awesome stuff. And now, on to the National League. So let's see if finally we can break that 97 mark. I doubt it. I think that's just been that's gonna be it. And we're not gonna be able to get higher than that, but let's see somehow have like 5 100s back to back to back to back or something crazy like that, but I don't see that happening in the near future. So there's some backstage incidents for the National League. There we go. Now we gotta go in there as well. It's Matt Jackson. That shouldn't really count, as he was bright in the backstage area simply by being so cheerful and fun to be around. Dennis Condrey being brought to wrestler's court, accused of moaning about stuff all the time, bumming everyone else out. Yeah, I mean, Dennis Condrey, real Debbie Downer. The judge, Undertaker, found him guilty and sends him to shut up or cheer up and to buy everyone drinks for everyone after the show. Now, so yeah, Baba passing microphone tips to Kid Kobashi and passing microphone work to Toshak Quad. Okay, there we go. I was like, why is it not going away? Let's take a look. We could actually run the Izod Center, or somewhere else, rather. She just did run the Tri-State area, and that was somewhere around there. It was week 19. The same thing with Southeast, though. I think we're going to go Tri-State, though. Oh, do we get to run the Garden? Looks like we can. Yeah, the Izod Center or the Garden. Yeah, I guess the Izod Center. Alright. Bam Bam Invader, the Holy Demon Army. As, my god. This card is looking nuts. Yeah, this card's insane. So we got Bam Bam Invader against the Holy Demon Army. Bam Bam Invader gonna get the win there. Hanson and Birdie against the Brothers of Destruction. Hanson and Birdie gonna get the win there. Kobashi Masao against the Rock and Sock Connection. Boy, would I love to have the Rock and Sock Connection lose there to Kobashi Masao, but I don't think it's gonna happen. Malenko Brothers and Brotherhood, obviously. Malenko Brothers. Now, this is kind of where it starts to tape off a little bit. Muto and Chono, Bad Intentions. We have that set for a technical masterclass, which I'm not really sure. We'll leave it, but there might be better ones out there. The Mega Powers against Baba and Inoki. What would be the Mega Powers, but it's a handicap matches. We have Savage getting the win over Giant Baba. I don't know how I feel about that, but we'll keep it. Strong Big Japan Dudley Boys as Daisuke's back. They get to lose to the Dudley Boys in the return. Tenkoji Demolition. Obviously, Tenkoji getting the win there. Giving that win to Kojima. The APA Rock and Roll Express. Obviously, APA there. The Outsiders, RVD, Sabu. So, giving that one to the Outsiders, which, I don't know. That might be the wrong decision. We'll see. The Road Warriors and the Miracle Violence Connection. Miracle Violence Connection are going to get the win there, and that's going to be probably close to the main event, if not the main event. We'll put that be the main event for now. As we'll have that be the co-main. Yeah. As just kind of looking to see, have that being the technical masterclass. I feel like that's going to probably do better. Yeah, we're just trying to rearrange some shit. Rockers, Jericho. Jericho gonna get the win there. So obviously, with Shawn Michaels, should do pretty well for themselves. Put that there. Actually, that's gonna be better than the Dudley Boys match, I think. So we put that there. Steiners, Beer Money. Obviously, the Steiners there. We already have that. Yeah, but now we gotta change that. Gonna make an actual tag match. And it's the two-man power trip in the Funks. As let's throw a little wrench in the old two-man power trip. As yeah, I mean they're 17-5. Obviously they've won 2 straight. They just lost Hanson and Brody. And but I think this would be a fun little wrinkle in the plans. We're gonna have Terry Funk, Triple H. Little upset there. Yeah, I mean Triple H is pissed. He's kind of got. Yeah, I mean he's rightfully so. He's been doing like 99s to 100s. He's been killing it. He's still pissed. Guess it's just not meant to be. I guess it's just meant for Triple H to get the shovel out. Very Dory Funk Jr. with a pedigree. So, this could actually be really good as well. I'm assuming it's going to go better than that. Daggers. We'll put that there. Alright. Vines, Giants, Stan Lane, Dennis Condrey. Obviously, Vines, Giants again getting the win. That's big week for them in the World Class Tag Team Shield, which we have that for Roman and Seth Rollins going to win. Obviously, the Shield. We'll have that be Steal the Show just because you need a Steal the Show match. And then we can reorganize this shit. Because, yeah, that match is going to go so bad, the Stan Lane Dennis Condrey match, that's probably going to have to go there. Alright. I like it. See how the book analysis has it? Alright, we're good to go. Shuji is still dealing with that broken jaw. Tough. Tough. So, yeah, that gets a 41. You see, Suwama and Dennis Condrey both did 58s, 48 for Shuji and a 30 for Stan Lane. Yeah, that's tough. 41. Final chance of getting the win. So, Muto and Chono against Bad Intentions. You see that it actually did alright. You know, obviously Bernard not doing the best of his ability. As, yeah, the crowd was not properly engaged. It still didn't hit that kind of mark, but Kaiji Muto in 89 really doing his part, making that match happen. And 69 for Carl Anderson, 61 for Masahiro Chono, as Kaiji Muto pinning Carl Anderson with the moonsault press. Gotta go Kaiji Muto. So 78 for the Outsiders, RVD Sabu. Yep, right team won just by a fucking sliver though. And Scott Hall 86, Van Dam with the 85. Scott Hall hitting the Outsiders edge on Sabu. Sabu and Kevin Nash both hitting 64s. It's hilarious. It's 80 for the APA Rock and Roll Express. You see the Rock and Roll Express are doing 50s now. Bradshaw with a 90. Ron Simmons almost is doing an 80. Way to go, Ron Simmons. So yeah, I mean, Bradshaw just killing it as they getting the win with the 80 powerbomb. Denkoji Cutter for Denkoji over Demolition. You see Kojima outperforming both Smash and Axe. Tenzan with 86. Tenzan just fucking killing it. So 74 for the, wow, yep. Shouldn't have done it. Set Majimin with a 68. Noki with a 77. Bob with a 58. Should have went with Bob and Inoki, but that's alright though. As Mega Power's getting the win. As hitting a flying elbow drop on Giant Baba in 12:43. So 73 for the Benoit Malenko team over the Brotherhood. As Dean Malenko submitting Cody Rhodes with technical relief. As Dustin with a 68-51 for Cody. Match was too short for an import match. Which, yeah, I mean, we're not trying to have it be an import match. As the Steel Show match gets a 71, as the Shield beating the World Class Tag Team, Seth Rollins with 100. Roman with an 80, he's getting a little better now. Seeing it, but Seth Rollins just fucking killing it. So Roman with the spear on Ghetto in 13:54. 84 for the Steiners over Beer Money Inc. You see Scott Steiner with 100. Rick with an 84, 69 for Bobby Roode, 63 for James Storm. Rick Steiner getting the win with the Steinerizer. As Bubba Ray and Devon, the Dudley Boys, getting the win over Strong Big Japan. As a 3D there, 88 for Bubba, 86 for Devon, 71 for Yuji Kobayashi, 70 for Daisuke. What a fun match this would be. This was, you know, for we gotta have a time machine. Have like a mid to late 90s Dudleys against Strong Big Japan. Match would fucking slap. As this gets a 99. Wow, as the Rockers losing to Jericho. Big Show and Jericho's 86s, 99 for Shawn Michaels, 77 for 76 for Marty Jannetty. So you had Big Show with a plus 10 over Marty Jannetty. Then you had Shawn Michaels a plus 13 over Jericho. So really, could have went with the Rockers. I mean, you very well could have. I just felt like the better, more complete team should have got the win there. As Codebreaker, the knockout punch was the finish for Marty Jannetty at 1941. Another 99. That's two-man power trip beating the Funks. See Steve Austin with 100, Triple H with a 99, Terry Funk with a 98 and a 77. For Dory Funk Jr. as Triple H pinning Dory Funk Jr. with a pedigree. 91, get a dip there as Brothers of Destruction taking the fall to Hanson and Brody as Stan Hansen beating The Undertaker with a lariat. 99 for Stan Hansen, 89 for The Undertaker, 87 for Bruiser Brody, and 70 for Kane. Yeah, there's no one's selling. They're just four guys beating the fuck out of each other. Another 99 as Vader and Bam Bam. Bam Bam with 100. Vader with a 97. 94 for Toshio Kawada and Kira Taue with an 80. Is not enough selling show, but it doesn't matter. It's Bam Bam with the diving headbutt on Kira Taue, getting the win for them. As 100 for Kobashi Misawa against the Rock and Sock Connection. Yeah, if there's 100 anywhere in the world, it's definitely this. I mean, you're talking about two of the biggest stars in Japan, two of the biggest stars in the States, especially during this period of the 90s, the late 90s. I mean, that'd be fucking awesome. Like, give me Kenta Kobashi and The Rock in the same ring. Give me Misawa and The Rock in the same ring. Give me, Kobashi and Mankind in the same ring. Like, Kobashi and, 1996 Mick, where it's like, take that Mankind does it, mind games with Shawn Michaels, put him in the ring, and having a match with Kobashi or Misawa, and it'd just be fucking insane. Just, that's a King's Road match right there. That's just awesome. Awesome fucking matches. This gets a 90. We should have that fucking other match be the main event. As, see Dr. Death in 85. 97 for Animal. 95 for Ox. So the wrong team won. Not enough selling. Not enough psychology. Brings the match down a whole lot. But, what an upset win for the Miracle Violence Connection with the Road Warriors. That's a huge... Now there's only 1-2 lost team as Bam Bam and Vader. Thanks to that, as 91. Yep. Fuck that whole show up, because we didn't have that be the main. We should have just, wrong main event. Should have pushed these up. Yep. It is what it is. We upgraded the broadcasting before we did this, so you see that's why we didn't gain anything. We actually upgraded the Oceania region to, very big, and it's still restricting. Yeah. That's what happens there. Who to put over? Man. Well, let's just do Misawa. Let's do Misawa. Let's do Dr. Death. As Dory Funk Jr. Let's see if we can get him some love to just kind of... So he's a little bit better in the ring for us. So, alright, now now we just got one show left. Got the final show, week 24 of this episode. Has no more Steve Austin for the two-man power trip. Just so far, there hasn't been no season-ending injuries besides Bobby Eaton, and I think that's it. Because I think Hogan's going to come back eventually, sometime soon. We'll see though. As we'll catch you guys for the Premier League show. So Steve Austin's gone for the rest of this year. So looks like Triple H. We were going at it alone until the end of the season. I figured so, but I just wanted to make sure. So yeah, let's see if we can click on him from here. That's alright. I think he's pretty much gone all year. Because when he started it just said, 11 months, 3 weeks, something like that. So yeah, basically, full year. As we see Dory Funk Jr. passing microphone work to Kenta Kobashi, Mitsuo Misawa, and Psychology, the Giant Bernard. Where'd it go? So our last premiere show of the episode here. It's kind of crazy. We only have basically two more episodes of the regular season, because you have 25, 26, 27, 28. So that's obviously next episode. Then 29, 30, 31 for the last episode of the regular season. Then we're going to do the All-Star show, which is going to be by itself. We'll have that just going to be a nice filler. We'll do a lot of recapping and showing everyone how everybody did, stats wise. Shit like that, and then they'll start the playoffs. Crazy how much we've gone through in just the past. It's not even been a whole month of actual IRL time, And we've booked almost 6 months of a fucking company. Let's, trying to think what would be the nice main event. Probably this. Edge of Christian, London Gendrick. Yeah, this is gonna be awesome. So, Edge and Christian, I think they've only lost twice still. Yeah, that's gonna change. London Gendrick are gonna get the win. So we're just shaking everything up for this, before this, for these playoffs. So Paul London gonna get the win there. It's 20 minutes. I like it. Now what else? I was gonna be on. Yeah, I mean Golden Lovers, Lucha Brothers. Yeah, that's the co-main right there. Man, do we have them lose too? I think we do. I think we're gonna have Phoenix beat Kota Ibushi. This is just gonna be upset city. My oh my. Hard Foundation, Los Gringos Locos. Obviously, that's gonna be great for Brett and Eddie. Ooh, who to get the win to? You know, they're 14-9. They could be 14-10. Really, no problem. Their average rating's 84. That's nuts. It's really high. Los Gringos Locos' rating should be pretty solid too. Yeah, 82. But still, I mean, that 84. That's nuts. I mean, they're 11-12. I say give it to them. Nah, we'll give it to our foundation. Damn. That's probably for the best. And now, what else? Oh yeah, Young Bucks, Phenomenal Angels. Duh, that's a great match. That's not gonna be Steel Show. That's we're actually gonna give this one to the Young Bucks. So over Daniels, slow build, huge win for the Bucks. Let's rearrange this thing while we're here. Yeah, that took it. It's like not even 5 seconds. That's not gonna be Steal the Show either. So we're gonna give it to Hardys. Probably for the best. 20 minutes. Alright. So the Revival, Kings of Wrestling. That could be the next match. Give that to the Kings of Wrestling, obviously, after having their first loss in a hot minute last week. Arn, Tully, and the Briscoes. That would probably be next. Give that to Arn. Stenerico Doyoshi. Give that to Stenerico. Yeah, then we can have that be Steal the Show. Bulldogs DIY. Obviously, Bulldogs there. Let's give that to Davey Boy as well. Access Ring Comp. That's a great match. We'll give that some time. Let's Ring Comp's record right now. 14-9. They've won 3 straight. I think it's time to put an end to that. We're gonna have go D Thatcher. I was going upset just crazy sometimes. That really throws this league into a loop. As Generation Next, I don't know. This will be a technical masterclass, and that's probably gonna be the opener. So we'll just go ahead and get that. So we'll just go from the top, work our way down. Obviously, Shelly and Saban gonna get the win there. Conan and Rey Mysterio Jr. against the Eliminators. Gonna have that one to the Filthy Animals. There we go. LAX New Day. Obviously, New Day there. And Generation X Harlem Heat. Again, sorry about that. I don't know why that's so loud. As you give that Generation Next. Roddy over Stevie Ray. Oh my god. Now a 12-minute match you can't work? Jesus, Stevie Ray. Usos, Red Dragon. Probably Red Dragon. This guy's gonna do better than what the Usos can do. Probably Bobby Fish too, in all honesty. Alright. So we'll have to change, looks like, Nick Patrick. Alright. So let's just make sure. Alright. And we'll swap that. Yeah, that's probably fine where it is. Let's bump this to there. Alright. Now we'll look for Nick Patrick. The hunt is on. Alright. Mickey J. Oh, yep. Did it. Alright. I forgot to change us away from the Izod Center. As World's Greatest Tag Team beating the American Wolves. 1917 as Charlie Haas tapping out Eddie Edwards with the Haas of Pain. Shelton with an 89. 71 for Charlie Haas. 64 for Davey. 59 for Eddie. World's Greatest Tag Team getting a nice win. Generation Next beating Harlem Heat. Roger Strong and Jack Evans in the 80s. I love Roger Strong's in the 90s. Dear God, Roddy. Killing it. Skipping Generation. There is Red Dragon beating Usos. You see Cal O'Reilly did his thing. Bobby Fish still outperformed the Usos, even being off his game. Chasing the Dragon win for Red Dragon there. It's an 82 for LAX New Day. This is the New Day getting the win. Santana Ortiz, 61-59. Big E, Kofi, 77-74. So getting the win with the Midnight Hour. As the Philly Animals getting the win over the Eliminators. As John Cronus outperformed Conan, but obviously Rey Mysterio Jr. is killing it. As hitting the Springboard Hurricane Run on John Cronus on 1050. For the 1-2-3 there, as a 76 for Hayabusa Jinsei Shinzaki against the Motor City Machine Guns. Jinsei Shinzaki's injury taking a big toll on him. With his, I believe he got a broken jaw. Save with a 92, Shelley with an 89, 54, or 64 rather for Hayabusa, 53 for Jinsei Shinzaki. So yeah, I mean, Sabin and Shelley have been killing it. Unbelievable. So yeah, oh wow, Chris Sabin visibly angry after the matches. Upset that Hayabusa almost injured him with a botch move. That could have been costly for the Motor City Machine Guns. So we have a broken nose for David Boy Smith. As in the DIY match, 11:45, David Boy pinning Johnny Gargano with a Bulldog's super diving headbutt. It's a 92 for Dynamite Kid, 85 for David Boy Smith, 73 for Gargano, and 69 for Tommaso Ciampa. Broken nose there is a 77 for the Stenerico Toyoshi match, as Stenerico 91 for Kevin Steen, 83 for El Generico, 70 or 80 rather for Masato Yoshino, and 72 for Naruki Doi. And Generico's off his game. Great little match. Generico winning with a spike brainbuster. Would have loved to seen this get into the 80s, but it's the way it is. An 87 for the Ring Kampf Axis match. Obviously the wrong team winning there, but an upset as Axis beating Ring Kampf in 2017 as Go Shiozaki pinning Timothy Thatcher with Go Flasher. Awesome stuff there. 81 for the Arn and Tully against the Briscoes. Arn Anderson with a 98. 85 for Tully Blanchard. 75 for Jay Briscoe. 65 for Mark Briscoe there. That gets an 81. It's a 92 for the Revival Kings of Wrestling there. As the Kings of Wrestling with a 21. Alright, getting the win in 21-48. As Chris Hero pinning Scott Dodson with the King's Reign Supreme over nearly everyone. You see Claudio with a 96. Hero with an 89. 66s for the Revival. It's an 87 for the Hardy Boys Kenta Fuji match, which looks really great on paper. Obviously, you see the lack of psychology coming into to play there, but Jeff Hardy with a 98, 88s for Kenta and Matt Hardy, and then Marufuji with an 82. Kevin, or is that, I don't know why I said Kevin, Jeff Hardy. I think I was thinking Kevin T. It's Jeff Hardy pitting Naomichi Marufuji with a Twist of Fate, Swanton Bomb combination. It's an 81, as we have a broken collarbone for Bret Hart. That is tough. That man was going to be an all-star, and now probably will not be an all-star thanks to that broken collarbone. Tough. Looks like we'll have an injury replacement, because that man has been killing it this whole season. Has Eddie Guerrero with 100, Jim Neidhart with a 66, 57 for Art Bar. Art Foundation getting the win over Los Gringos Locos. Way to go there, as that's tough for Bret Hart with a broken collarbone. 86 for the Young Bucks Phenomenal Angels match, as the Young Bucks with a getting the submission win over Christopher Daniels. It's a 90 for Nick Jackson, 89 for Matt Jackson, 96 for AJ Styles, 88 for Christopher Daniels. Yeah, probably should have went with AJ and Daniels getting the win there. Obviously, they were the better team. But it is what it is there. As a 99 for the Golden Lovers Lucha Brothers match. Kota Ibushi and Pentagon Jr. with 92s, a 98 for Kenny Omega, and an 84 for Phoenix. Awesome stuff there. As Phoenix with the upset win over the Golden Lovers. Yeah, Phoenix probably should have done. If it was Pentagon Jr., it would have made a little bit more sense. They're both rated the same, but hell of an upset, hell of a win. And the main event gets a 99 as well, as Edge and Christian losing to London and Kendrick, another upset, as London and Kendrick getting the sliced bread number 2 shooting star press combination win over Christian. As you see, 2 90s for London and Kendrick, a 97 for Edge, and then an 86 for Christian. So they outperformed Christian, so it kind of makes sense from that standpoint, but obviously as a whole, Edge and Christian probably the better team. If you combine the +7 and the +4, and it's still, I think it's the right decision though, having London Kendrick getting the win there. It's 97. I thought for sure we were not going to hit that 97. When I saw the Hart Foundation Los Gringos Locos match was at 81, got a little scared, and all of a sudden, 299s back to back, really saving the show. Unbelievable stuff. So who to put over? Pentagon Jr. Again. It's let's change it up. Roger Strong. Fucking Roddy's kill on that. Timothy Thatcher. I haven't praised him in a hot minute. Same thing for Go Shizaki. Just trying to get everybody involved, everybody happy. Now for our final show of this episode. As, man, what a show this has been. What an episode this has been, really. As far as, a lot of great matches. We had 100. The Rock and Sock Connection and Masawa and Kobashi. So far, Rock and Sock Connection, as I was looking earlier, just as we were simming, saw that they have had 2 100 matches. There's been 3, if you all remember, in the all-time tag league so far. There was the Rock and Sock Connection against the Brothers of Destruction. Obviously, we just saw the last one, the Rock and Sock Connection against Masawa and Kobashi. Then the Steiners and the 2-man power trip. So they've all been in the National League. Just kind of crazy, as far as just how well they've come. And now we'll just keep it going. Let's go. That's Takuchi there. Some backstage incidents for this final show. Noki and Demolition Crush. Oh, I hit it too fast. Sorry about that. Baba passing microphone tips to Tisha Kawada. Came and went. That was super fast. Let's change the venue before we get acted. 25,000 Mid-South, yeah. Works for me. We'll run there again. As, maybe not though. Let's just kind of look around. We haven't ran Southeast in a while, so we'll go there. As the BB&T Center, 22,000. We could go maybe a little smaller. It's tough. Yeah, I think we're gonna go to the BB&T Center. Alright. Let's see. Wow. So we have... Wow. Honestly, looking at this card, we're not gonna go there. We're going to the Far East, my friend. We're going to... we're gonna go to the Todeo Boat race place for this one. As, yeah. 26,000 strong for this one in Japan. Because, I don't know, I haven't really discussed, because of our broadcasting, we've been really, crazy pop in Japan for a lot of guys. Let's go to Hiroshi Tenzan, for instance. You see his American stats, alright, 66 pop. Pretty good, right? 100 all across the board in Japan. Satoshi Kojima. Alright, 54 is in America. Not too bad, right? 95 in Japan. Crazy. I don't know what happened, but everybody's pop for a lot of places. I think it's usually the Japanese workers. It seems like their pop just skyrocketed. Let's just kind of look at the tracking of the pop. So yeah, I mean, it started out as a 77 when we started. Then from some odd reason, from April to May, it jumped from 81 to 90, and then it's just been crazy. Like, the pop level's nuts. So we're gonna run this show in Japan, just because I'm seeing a lot of fun-ass Bam Bam and Vader against the Road Warriors. Yeah. We're gonna have the Road Warriors get the win there. And that's a tiebreaker win, too. So that's huge for the Road Warriors. It's Bad Intentions, the Miracle Vines Connection. We're going to give that one to the Miracle Vines Connection, who's been on a tear as of late. World Class Tag Team Demolition. Obviously, Jado and Ghetto going to get that win there. Demolition smashes Piss, rather. Fuck them. Hanson and Brody against Kobashi Misawa. You already know. Misawa and Kobashi are going to beat Hanson and Brody. He's pissed. We're going to try to protect him. Is Stan Hansen. Yep. Way to go, Stan. As Holy Demon Army, Baba Nanoki. Holy Demon Army there. So Towie's going to beat Giant Baba. Jericho and Violence Giants. We're going to give that one to Jericho. Muto and Chono against the Funks. We give that one to Masahiro Chono and Kaiji Muto over the Funks. Like, this show is meant to be in Japan. Like, this, I had to put it in Japan. As Dudley Boys Outsiders, that's a fun match. This is a very fun match. We're gonna have, well, we were gonna have the Outsiders get the win, but I think we're gonna have the Dudleys get the win. 3D on Kevin Nash. It's a big ass man to be putting in a 3D. Nice. As Steiner, Strong Big Japan. That's another great match. Give that one to Scotty. The Shield and Malenko Benoit. Another great match. I don't know how well they're gonna do as far as it being in Japan, but that should be pretty fucking awesome. As far as on paper, that might be one that would have been better in the U.S., but I think a lot of these are gonna be better because they're in Japan. Man, I mean, what a card. Like, this is just nuts. As Strong Big Japan, the Steiners, we'll put that up. Yeah, because I think also, too, like, Strong Big Japan had the same thing happen to them with their pop. Just shot up like crazy in Japan. I don't know, 58. No, I thought it was something crazier than that. Probably stayed about the same, yeah. God damn it. Alright. That should be a great card, though. Alright. So now the rest can kind of go everywhere. This can be the Technical Master Class. So the Rockers going to get the win there. As Midnight Express APA. We already know how that's going to go. Nightmare Family against Beer Money Inc. We're going to give that to Beer Money Inc. Have that be Steal the Show. Mega Powers, Rock and Roll Express. I think Hogan's finally able to work. He is. Nope, he's not. JK. Thought he was. I just want to look at the medical real quick. Yeah, Brett's going to be... Oh, he's only out for 25 days. This is tough, but should be alright. Yep, he's... So he's going to be gone for next week, too, and then he'll be back. Yeah. So we gotta make that a handicap match now. And, we'll add the rest of these. Rocket Sock Connection, Tengoji, obviously that's going up there higher. Whew. We're gonna give that to Tengoji. Oh, I know. But, I just feel like that's for the best. He's so pissed. And then Triple H, Brothers Destruction. We're gonna get the Brothers Destruction. Triple H is also pissed. We're gonna have a lot of unhappy campers after this show. It's kind of what these Japan shows do. At least he was happy about that now. This Rocket Socket. This could be there, and this can go. Yeah, about there. Because I don't think it's going to go that well because it's in Japan. That match would probably a little bit better if that was in America. It's now the handicap match. I need to trim some time off of something. I'm seeing, looks like. It looks like it can be this. Nice. And we can chop it off this. Make it 17. Alright, that should be good enough. As a Savage against the Rock and Roll Express. Obviously, Randy Savage is going to get the win there. Rock and Roll Express. Yeah, 11 minutes. Savage. I'm excited to see this card, though. Obviously, I think that the bottom half's going to do a lot worse than the top half, with it being in... Yep, should have kept it 10. Idiot. As, I feel like it's going to do pretty bad. Put that there. But that's, I mean, that's a murderer's row from the top 5 up. Just nuts. Take a look at the booking analysis. Mickey J, a lot of people are pissed. Mickey J and Stu Hart. Nope. Let's go up top. Nope. Hanson Brody. Yep. And Mickey J. Kyoei Wada, of course. Because we got to. No. Man, Stu Hart must have just been right in the middle of a pack there. And Gory. Guerrero. So I kind of already forgot which referee is. Mickey J, right? Oh, no, we're fine now. Okay. So we're on our final show this episode. There's a 69 for the Technical Masterclass. Sean with 79. 57 for Marty. Rob with a 50. 63 for Sabu. Yeah, it's just... Yeah, is what it is there. Say at 56. It's going to be bad. This undercard's going to go real bad. But Savage getting the win with the flying elbow drop. It's going to be bad. 64 for this. Bobby Roode actually did pretty well. 67. James Storm with a 57. So they actually did pretty well compared to the Nightmare Family. So 74, wow, for the APA over Stanley and Condry. You see Stanley with a 26. Bradshaw with an 83, 70 for Ron Simmons. So Ron did just about the same. So 59, it's Jado and Ghetto performing Demolition by a long shot. So Ghetto getting the Superfly Splash pin over Demolition there. Demolition Smash, rather. So 59. 82, yeah. It's been a whole lot better if it was in America, but that's... Sorry, Benoit submitting Seth Rollins with Crippler Crossface in 20 minutes. 84, you see there, this match elevated because it's in Japan. Jericho and Violent Chance. I'm happy to see Violent Chance doing well. Happy for that. Jericho with an 84, 81 for Big Show, 73 for Suwama, 72 for Shuji Ishikawa. It's a 96 for Holy Demon Army and Baba Inoki. Figured Inoki would have done well, but, and obviously Baba not so much. I figured Baba wouldn't even do 75, but yeah, Quad with 100, Tally with a 91, Inoki with a 90. Awesome. Awesome stuff there. Holy Demon Army doing great. Great work. It's an 82. I should have known better. I should have put that Holy... Like, you know Kawada and Tower are going to do 90s or plus. You know, like, Kawada was doing 90s in America. Like, should have known better. Dudley Boys, though, getting the win over the Outsiders. See, and nicely, Bubba and Scott did pretty well. 74, Steve on with 67, Kevin Nash with a 53. So 75 for this one, as Triple H actually outperformed the Brothers of Destruction, even in Japan. Yeah, but yeah, the way she goes, Undertaker hitting the tombstone. Triple H in 13 minutes. So 85 for the Steiners. Strong Mid Japan, yeah. Daisuke and Yuji with 83s. Rick with a 71. That's going to win Strong Mid Japan's way, as Scott Steiner hitting the complete shot on Yuji Ishikawa. It's a 92 for Muto and Chono against the Funks. You see Kaiju Muto on 98. 87 for Masahiro Chono. Masahiro Chono hitting the STF. Kind of crazy that this match, first of all, what a dream match to be in Japan, but you have 4 NWA champions in there. You got Muto, you got Masahiro Chono, you got Dory Funk and Dory Funk Jr. and Terry Funk. Just kind of crazy seeing the prestige in this match. Nuts. Yeah, that could have been a main event for a Japan show for sure. Oof. Not enough selling of Psychology. Carl Anderson bringing it down. Terry Gordy, Doc and Gordy killing it. 100 for Terry Gordy. 96 for Dr. Death. With the power slam in 20 minutes. What a match. There's a 97. Rock and Sock Connection. Yeah. Tin's down with 100. 92 for Kojima. If there's going to be any time we're going to have Rock and Sock Connection lose, This would have been it. Tenkoji beating the Rock and Sock Connection. This is also another awesome match. Obviously, you have, Rock never stepped foot in Japan. Obviously, Mankind, deathmatch legend in Japan. I think that the crowd didn't. I've been like, if you saw this match on the marquee, you're going to the fucking motorboat race place. So I'm thinking at least 99 for this match. You see 3 100s and Bruiser Brother 91. Kobashi Masawa obviously getting the win there. Not enough selling shown, but Stan Hansen taking the Tiger Driver. Probably should have Bruiser Brody take the fall, but it's no big deal. Unbelievable. What a performance. So 93 for the main event. Yep, should have went with my gut. Should have went with it. You just can't trust fucking the Road Warriors for nothing. As Road Warrior Animal to 79, or Hawk rather, 79. Lack of selling, but the Road Warriors, they'll get the upset win, albeit undeserved, but it was an upset win over Bam Bam Vader. Plus they have the tiebreaker win, so that's huge for the Road Warriors. That's a big time win. They needed that in the worst of ways. As 93, we increased our pop. And I don't know which region, because somewhere there's only 7. But what a fucking show. Was happy to do that in Japan. Obviously, I think if you take that co-main, put it in the main, that's probably like a 95 show. But that's the way she goes. The way she goes. Who to put over? Let's put over Hawk. Let's try to get him over. Same thing with Kojima. Tenzan did do 100, so let's actually just do Tenzan as give Daisuke some love. Nice. Awesome. Well, thank you all for watching, as I feel like these episodes, they started out very long, as they were like 3 hours. Obviously, this one's still going to be about 2 hours, but I feel like we're racing through it, as now we're on to the next set of shows, where we're coming down to the final tally, as we're just now, I believe we'll be, we're just right there as far as, we only have like six weeks left of the regular season. Just crazy how far we've come. But this has just been a hell of a journey. We're gonna keep it going. So we've made so much goddamn money. It's been insane. Thank you all, and we'll catch you guys next time for more all-time Tag League action.